Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry that I was late, although I'm early too, because excuse me, because this was scheduled for 1, but I'm trying to hang out with my son today because he's been under the weather. Not sure if it's COVID or what it is, but he's running a super high fever and um so I'm trying to when he does get up today, I'm wanting to hang out with him and um yeah. So I've been juggling a bunch of stuff, trying to get the animals fed, the house cleaned, all this stuff, and I'm doing this. But so just two quick changes that I'll announce that have happened. The 13 minutes of news, I was asked about it yesterday why I dropped it on Saturday. And I'm gonna drop it on Saturday now on because when I was dropping it before this on Sunday, it was somehow not the algorithm wasn't liking it. It wasn't liking the fact that I was putting out a 13-minute news video and then right after starting a live, and it was affecting both of the performances. So, um, yeah. So I'm going to do the 13 minutes of news. I might even record it Friday right after I do the radio show and then schedule it for Saturday morning. And then that's the news if we want to talk about any of that, because those are kind of good talking points. We can do that here on the Sunday, and the Sunday will go back to 1 o'clock or Mountain Time, so 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific, starting next week on Sunday, and then the 13 minutes of news comes out on Saturday morning, and you can watch it anytime you want before Sunday. We can talk about that stuff or anything or whatever, and yeah, that's it. But okay. Hey Holly, hey Tony, hey Freestyle, hey Kim, hey, Bud Soda. Bud Soda finally laughing out loud. I know, I know. Hopefully you just heard me on that one. So, oh, I guess you didn't. You said, did you schedule an hour too early? Well, now I've scheduled 2 hours earlier than I normally do this, but I actually had it scheduled for about an hour and a half ago, and I was on the phone with Flex. I was feeding my animals. I was doing this, that, and the other. So we are here. I'm going to put a link up. It's just been a little bit of a weekend around here. My son's fever is like through the, or hopefully it won't be today, but this morning when I checked on him with my hand, he was still sleeping, but um, last night he was really, really, really high fever. Like he said he felt okay and stuff, so we didn't go to the hospital. I don't go to the hospital for things like that, but it was really high. It was it was worrying me. So yeah. Uh, but I know at his school he goes to a high school that has about a thousand kids per or I'm sorry, about 1100 to 1200 kids per grade now because it's a newer school, but they've been around for 5 years now. He's a sophomore in high school, and so they've now built up to they're like a full campus. They have 5 buildings. This is a high school. They have 5 buildings, a campus, and they have about 1200 students per grade. So they've got about 5,000 kids at this high school. So they graduate between 11 and 1200 kids per year. Um, but so uh and they all Tony and they all order Uber. No, man, because you know me, man, I'll go sit out there and I'll break those kids. You know what I see them doing? Yeah, I see them having cars, excuse me, many of them that are nicer than mine, and doing like 90 miles an hour, basically donuts through their damn parking lot. I'm just like, unbelievable. This guy has, this car, and he's just like, I mean, literally, I've seen him do like 70 in a parking lot. I mean, the parking lot's not at all big enough to do 70 either. So, I just put the StreamYard link up. Uh, I'm still getting kind of a little situated here, but if you want to join in, I'm going to pin it to the top, but right now it's in the chat. I'm just trying to get a couple other things going here. So just bear with me. Wow, man, sounds like a movie. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to yeah, I see you. Okay. What's up, man?
Oh, very slow Sunday. Oh,
Yeah.
Lordy.
That's what I've kind of heard about the week from everybody, or the last 2 weeks, really.
I'm having a little bit of my own issues, and I decided to come to the end of the zone I usually work because a good order pulled me this way, but it wasn't $2 a mile, so I can't. I just don't want to drive dead miles back. So I'm trying to snag an order.
Yeah, dude, when I did that. I know you even saw it, Bud Soda, but when I did that curry roundtable like 6 months ago, there was a really good one too. But like I said on there, and now I got to eat my own words in a good way though, because I said that curry route runners do good and curry runs you can do good, but I said you can't make a whole day of curry. You got to have it be an app that's running in the background. Yeah, yeah.
Can you read it?
That an app that's in the background that you use to make good income when they come through. But twice this week, and they're the only 2 times ever in the 9 months I've been with Curry, I've made full days of Curry local. Like I did 6 trips on Monday and made $432.
That's really good.
I didn't even turn on Shipt. I didn't turn on any of the other apps that are my go-to apps. Usually those are the ones that are on, and Curry's in the background. I got a first order Curry and then I had another one right back to back. I'm like, that's never happened. And then I was like, wait, this is crazy. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave it on. And the other thing is, I get a ton of curry around here, but like a lot of them are long. I was avoiding the long ones because that is something that it still pays well. I do $2 a mile. So if it's 70 miles, it has to be $140 for me to do it. Because if I'm going to drive 70 miles away from home, need to come back deadhead empty, I need to count that too. So I do $2 a mile. That's what it needs to be. So it would need to be $140. But the local ones, I mean, here in Denver, the ones that are 4 to 8 miles pay outrageously, $60-$70.
Said you and Gary were just transporting paint all day. Made you believe it wasn't paint.
Hey, what's up, UMD or UDM?
UDM.
UDM. But yeah, I was surprised. So I did it again on Wednesday, man. I didn't get as many. I had to call the day after 4 deliveries, but I still had made like over $250 on the 4. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call it a day because that's 2 days where I just did curry. I thought it was interesting because we're coming out of winter here, and the orders are coming up for they're really coming through. Like now there's a lot more people. Like I was talking to Savak at Curry, and that's why I was on the phone with Flex before this, because if it wasn't for his delivery thing before in the morning, not delivery, his paycheck that he does, the paycheck route. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, he was thinking about taking the Curry route runner position because there's one opening in Jersey City. And the way it pays is sick. And when I told him about it, he's like, dude, I might just quit the Curry route. I said, no, don't do that. But the route runner is what you want. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, even what's a route runner?
No, I was gonna say Kim could probably get on that.
Is Kim in Jersey City? Listening.
She's near there.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought she was in.
Kim and Flex are kind of a little bit apart, but it's not like a crazy amount apart. I think it's like 20 miles or so.
Okay, I didn't know. Kim, if you're still in here,
it is city driving.
Kim, if you're still in here, even if you don't want to do that, and I know she's interested in curry, but even if you wouldn't want to do that, and it is a little different. You're driving a 26-foot truck. You don't pay for the gas. You don't pay for the truck. I mean, it's loaded when you get there. You're not waiting in line with the other trucks at the loading docks, and all the pallets are there, and you're like, when's my truck going to be loaded? They load the curry ones first. But that's a whole different game. But I like it. I love the curry runs. I love driving the truck, and I love that when I finish in 5.5 hours, I get paid for 8. Because you get paid for 8 hours if you work 4 or 5 or 6. Doesn't matter. Whatever's in your truck, you deliver it. When you're done, you get paid for the 8 hours. If you go 10 hours, you get $29 an hour times 8, and then you get 39 for the overtime hours.
The only downfall, you'd have to dedicate a lot more time, and you'd have to be more rigid on your schedule structure, right?
So what they did was, they're normally Monday through Friday routes. Like when I had one for a few weeks, it was with Ferguson's Plumbing. So I would go out to the Ferguson's Plumbing distribution center. They'd have the truck loaded up. I'd go take them, go do the route. I'd always finish it up around 5.5 hours, and then I'd get paid 29 times 8. So I'd get paid what, 232 at 7 p.m. that night. I'd get 232 in my bank. I mean, if you think about that, it's pretty close to 1250 a week, and you're done by 1 p.m. every day. So you still can go out and work gig apps. It's not like this will take away from it. But yes, you could think of it more like maybe it's a job, because it's still not. And they still let you be IC and all that, but you do need to be there every day. You do need to. But one thing that I suggested to the Curry team, and they actually implemented it, was if there's 2 Curry drivers that want to split a route, can they do that? And so now they're starting to implement that, where, like, let's say you and I were in the same market, we could say, hey, let's split this. And then as long as we have it covered, they don't really care who does it. You know what I mean? So like just every day at 8 a.m., Bud Soda or Steve has to be here. Or they better be. So I like that idea too, like a more hybrid model that allows you to, like, maybe I would tell you, hey, I can do Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you're like, yeah, I'll take Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then if you wanted a week off, I'd just cover your shifts that week. And then I'd take a week off. Like that kind of stuff's all cool with them. So it's kind of a new idea of the model too. I think it's of the flex model and being able to gig work. I think it's cool. But I'm still shocked. I still can't believe I made 2 full Curry days and they paid beautifully. I am going to be all over that this summer. And for those of you on the waiting lists, I told you a couple weeks back, just because I knew so many people were signing up too late and still getting in there. I said, hang tight. I said, I don't know anybody coming off them. Now I do. Now I know people coming off the waiting lists. And I don't know.
Hopefully it picks up for me.
Well, 2 people I know who have been kind of like you and Lisa and other people going, dude, I'm still on that damn waiting list. Like they've contacted me and said, whoa, dude, I came off it. So not only do I know it's moving from the company, I know it from people I referred who are now working on the platform, who are like, I was on that waiting list for like 5 months, dude. And I'm like, yeah, but it's spring now. Walking into summer, they've landed all kinds of new accounts.
So do they go with locally known distributors, or is it just more regional or nationally recognized ones?
I'm sure if you asked them, they'd prefer the regional. They'd prefer the big Ferguson's Plumbings that are in every state. They'd prefer Sherman-Williams Paint. They'd prefer all these be their main ones. But dude, they will take the mom and pop Ace Hardware that's locally owned too.
That's why I asked, because we have a place called White's Lumber that does Sherwin-Williams, and they're like right next. They took over an old school supply store and put their Sherwin-Williams paint right there, so it's like super easy to get to.
Yeah.
And then I could snag, I could possibly snag a McDonald's on the long way with it and double dip.
Yeah, I wouldn't, dude. If I'll guarantee you this, man, you won't even feel like you need to double dip on a Curry order. And you do have a little, you got to walk into distribution centers. You have to deal with the foreman. You have to get a bill of lading. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's too much, but there's more to Curry than the other apps. There's a little more formality.
So can you see how big the order is, like what the order actually is before you go to pick it up? Or is it more like Rodeo where they just give you a dimension and that's all you get to know?
Sometimes there's no notes at all. Sometimes there's a note on weight. Sometimes there's exact details of what exactly and part numbers and everything you'll be carrying. But I have yet, one thing that Rodeo's done that I've never seen Curry do is I've never shown up somewhere and it doesn't fit. Like with Rodeo, man, you can get somewhere and they're like, okay, well, let's get this basketball hoop in your car. It doesn't fit in my car, man. Like, they're like, okay, bye. Like, you know, I mean, they'll send you to an order that doesn't fit in your car on Rodeo. I know a lot of people who have had that problem, but Curry won't do that. If Curry has your car, you send them what car you have, what year it is even, and then they have the inner dimensions of like I have a RAV4. So they have all the dimensions of a RAV4.
So I could arguably, I think I'm signed up under my pickup.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say to you. Here's my guess. What's up, Animal? I just saw you're here too. What's up, man? But my guess is that you actually aren't. My guess is you're signed up through that car because, dude, if you put your pickup, you would most likely come off that waiting list. Because a pickup.
How do I change it?
I don't know. I've never had to do it. I know you can add. I know you can add vehicles because Marissa has her little car, but then she also added her van, and so if she switches it over to, I think you have to have one selected as which one, because you're staying on as active, so you can't just have both these cars are available. You have to pick which one you're showing. When she picks the van, she gets a lot more. Plus, like you would get paid more than me, not for the same exact order, but you'd be seeing orders I don't see with a pickup truck.
So I'm trying to go in the help section. I'm just looking at it here, and
see, but here's my question in the app. Are you, even though you're not active yet, are you do you have in the app a profile? Do you have the whole, can you see everything? Can you
just saying, something about the wait list, driver scores. It's not giving me. Oh, found it. Okay, click your menu icon, click profile, click. But that's the thing. It's not.
So another thing too is
there's no profile button.
Yeah, I don't think you're working off the same app. I don't think you're seeing the full app then. Like, because you're on the waiting list, not because you did something wrong. You do have the Curry driver app, not the Curry. Okay, because there's a Curry app that looks like this that just is black and says Curry.
Curry See driver. It? Yeah, it's Curry driver.
Well, that's Curry. This one's Curry driver. Yeah. Does yours come up like this when you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
well,
then
if you touch, until they waitlisted me.
And if you touch the three lines, it's home, profile, deliveries, requests, routes.
They don't give me the profile option. That's what frustrates me about a lot of these apps. They just don't let you change it willy-nilly. Like I'm still on the wait list for point pickup too. And
wait, do me a favor. Do me a favor right now. Go to your app store, pull up Curry Driver, and see if there's an update. I guarantee there is, for number one. Number two, it might be a wait list thing while you're not seeing everything. But I've told this to a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh my god, I updated it. Now I'm getting a ton of orders."
Nope, no new updates.
No. Okay. So
just says uninstall or open.
So all of the support team for Curry is here in the United States. 90% are in LA, and they're very quick to respond. If you email support@curry.com, tell them the email that you signed up with, or email them from that, and say, "Hey, I signed up. I'm not sure. I meant to put my truck. I don't know if my pickup truck. I don't know if I did. If I didn't, can you guys switch that for me?" I guarantee you'll come off that waiting list. Dude, pickup trucks don't even go on the pickup trucks don't even go on the waiting list. I don't know one person that has one that's on a waiting list.
So I just text support basically?
Yeah. Yeah, you can you text them through the app too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's letting me do.
Yeah, because that should be real time too. But yeah, you can always email or whatever. Hey, Gig Between, how are you? Yeah, Robert Reese, I see that you're saying Sherman paint distribution centers right next to your house. Dude, that's money, man. Because you, if you're on Curry, they do what's called a round robin. They don't do direct. They don't do direct plugs to the offers. So they don't say, okay, this person's closest, like an Uber or Lyft or DoorDash or any of these, and offer it to one person first. It goes out in a batch. It says, are you interested? You hit yes, and then it takes the whole batch and it says, okay, who are the top 5 people closest to it? What vehicles do they drive? Will it fit this? And then there's a whole algorithm. It's called a round robin. And then it'll determine out of those people who's the best and who's the closest. So if you could get on to Curry and you live near Sherman-Williams, because I'll tell you what, on Monday, like after my second one, I waited about 20 minutes and I was about to turn on Shipt. And then I got another one, and that one left me about a mile down south in Denver from a Sherman-Williams. And I went and parked in the parking lot of Sherman-Williams. I sat there about 15 minutes and got an order from that Sherman-Williams. The proximity and the round robin system was like, yeah. So, what's up, Tony?
Chat blew up. Got Robert Reese in here. Got Gary Middleton, Hannibal, Gig Between.
I'll be on mute when
I didn't even see Gary. Hey, what's up, Gary? Wait, I will say it can fit. I will say, although it can fit in your car, doesn't mean it should. They tried to give me 7-gallon buckets of paint.
I'll do it all day.
Wait, 7
5 gallons.
Right, 7 5 gallons. So what?
Yeah,
you got the room. I got the room in my RAV4. That's easy. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I sometimes do it, but even on the website, Curry says you don't have to load in or load out of the car. No, you're not supposed to be touching anything. I sometimes do it because, somebody will come out. Like I've had girls come out and go, then they're not, and it's nothing to do with sex, but they'll just be like, what am I supposed to do? And I'll be like, I got it. I'm like, where do you want it? And I'll just, they're like, right over there is great. And so I'll just, but they do say that
it makes it easier. I don't care about that.
Yeah, me neither.
Like,
in fact,
Walmart,
it makes it so the next time you go in there too, maybe they remember you and they're like, I like this guy because he does.
like Walmart, you're supposed to just make space available for them. And hey, Robert, and then they just put it in your trunk appropriately. They'll put it in your back seat. I just like to organize myself and help them while I'm at it. It just makes it 10 times easier. Considering half the time they don't have everything bagged up. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping this can. By the way, guys, I'm going to actually give you a couple of ideas here right now too. If you don't already know about these, they are Curry-like apps. That do.
Bayho, I know that.
Okay, so and I think I'm going to give you one other. So you guys know there's
Amazon Flex.
Right, you guys know there's dispatch. There's Rodeo. I don't know if you know Freight Driver is FRAYT driver.
Nothing that's in my area.
Okay, yes, and I don't know. I don't. I'm on that one. I still have not had one. I don't know anything about it. I'm just trying to get on a lot of these last mile construction ones before the summer. Because summertime's when the construction ones blow up. And then the other one that I was going to tell you guys, do you know about I'm going to say this wrong. I'm not even going to say it. WONOLO.
Wanolo, yes. Wanolo.
Have you used it?
I know. It shows a franchise merchant that's supposed to do like mods and stuff in stores, but they're a joke. That's the only thing that's available in my area. I wish they hook up with it. I wish they do like, I know in a lot of areas they'll do like Coca-Cola, they'll do Pepsi, they'll do Frito-Lay, which is owned by Pepsi, but they'll do those kind of warehouse jobs, and I'd love that. That's easy peasy to me. Mm-hmm. If they want me to go be a merchandiser for a day or go work in their warehouse, like I know that's easy for me. It'll give me a little bit of a workout and get this off me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, those warehouses, man. Let me tell you, man. I was the head trainer for the whole warehouse, man. And my warehouse days are over. Getting in fights with those boxes, man, and throwing them in those racks. But go in there and volunteer, man. I'm gonna go ahead and sit back on that one.
Well, but
I'm an 8-year.
Right. Well, but I'll in the Curry respect though, you're not dealing with it on that level. You have to go in and talk to the people, but you don't have to you don't have to do warehouse stuff. You know, you're just talking to the foreman. You give him your bill of lading, or you show him your app. He gives you the bill of lading. He says, "Wait out there," and then they bring it out. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Yeah. So all the other people are getting frustrated inside, and then they bring it out to you, and then you just load it up.
Hey, Bud. Hey, man, I gotta give you right now. I gotta give you a lot of respect, man. This mission you are on. Now, look, man, I work hard and do my thing, man. You make me seem like a snail. You are out there on a mission, like a serious mission.
No, I'm not.
A robot.
I made $600 last week, and I'm on track to make $600 this week.
Hey, but you're putting in that work. That doesn't mean anything. On track can change.
Well, let's say I'm having governmental issues with New York State, and I can't renew my pass to Fort Drum, which is my honey hole. And so I have to try to work the city, and the city is so oversaturated with drivers, it's not funny. And the reason they let that many drivers on is because of this right here, this area. I just sat there and declined 20 freaking orders in a row that I can't do. So I'm just going to deadhead back toward the city, I guess. It's very aggravating.
Hey, man, when it's like that, man, just keep your head up, because that fight that you're in, it's a completely different fight from the average person, man. So you just keep that head up, man, and keep doing what you're doing. You're inspirational to me. That keeps my fire burning right there. So I'm watching you, man.
So I had a stomach bug. I didn't feel very good yesterday, so I didn't go out when I should have. I should have kicked my butt out of bed, but I didn't feel good, so I didn't. And
well, you might have got other people sick too, man. So you did the right thing.
Stomach bug thing, really.
The right thing,
yeah.
I mean, even if
I feel fine today. I just don't know what the heck happened to me yesterday. I think I'm not eating, like, because I'm eating so terribly. I think that's part of my problem, because like I didn't feel well and I ate everywhere. I mean, my muscles, my back, my joints. Just I need to either that or my body's like adjusting to how I'm starting to eat now. I'm starting to eat better and not eat fast food every single day, because I'm actually gaining a lot of weight and crap. So, and my body's like, "What? We're used to eating this. What's the change?"
Bud Soda, get on the intermittent.
The hard thing about,
or you don't, Tony. You don't have to fast. I mean,
intermittent fasting is fasting, but like you do it, you feel full like the whole time.
Yeah, but what I just do is when I make my son and I dinner,
I've tried that in the past.
I just make extra dinner and I put it in a Tupperware for the next day, and I just put it in my car, man. I
like intermittent fasting because then I don't have to stop while I'm doing my shift to eat or nothing. I just go.
So yeah, I mean, to whatever, to each his own, man.
Yeah,
I gotta get my cooler cleaned out, start freezing water bottles, and
well, that's what you should do a whole lot more. This is where I don't like to step into this realm, because I'm not with an athlete or no one else that's doing that. You know, this whole fitness and nutrition thing, I have a degree in all that stuff. So I'll just give something simple here. Just drink more water. Because you drink a lot of rock stars and those energy drinks. So all you got to do, drink more water, flush that stuff on out, and stretch a little bit more. Let your body move that stuff out. And that'll help you out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think that might be part of it too, because I don't drink too many right now. I was drinking at least one or two every day, and I've drank maybe one last week.
Man, I live in Colorado, and when people come here, they get elevation sickness a lot. Like right out of the plane, like within a day. I drink a gallon of water a day. A gallon.
Right. You need to.
Oh, when I worked at Tree World, yeah, they said, "Oh, you're gonna get waterlogged if you drink so much water." Heck with that.
Water's nothing but good for you, man.
I learned a balance. Don't drink.
I say that.
G0s don't do crap for me. but I switched to G2 instead of normal Gatorade. And I'll tell you what, a world of difference. Just having 1 or 2 of those a day, when I did that kind of work, really helped perk me up. And I felt a lot better all day, and I could work more consistently. And it wouldn't be after lunch. I'd just be like, duh, I'm done. I was just kind of dragging myself around the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all? Well, you can also,
what's up, Roy?
What's up, Roy?
It might sound silly, but it takes more out of you.
Say what? No, just go ahead and do this, bud. Just get a regular, like a 24-ounce, 32-ounce thing of water. You cut you up some lemons, some pineapples, and I've done that. Just throw that.
Yeah, it's like
let it sit and let that thing sit. So now you got some flavored good.
You get a big
good,
one,
healthy
dude.
water for it.
You get add some cayenne pepper and
this for rodeo.
This is the hydro flask, and these are really good.
Your digestive system will work good with that.
There you go, rodeo. I'm looking for. There she is, Pet Planet. I'm gonna go in there and see if they got her.
Oh boy.
Doesn't open for another.
You know, Marissa's probably gonna kill me, right?
Sorry about that ping sound.
Yeah, they don't open up. They're open up in 15 minutes, so we're gonna sit out here and sit.
Hey, bro, you getting that tarantula today?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find her today.
You're gonna try to find her? I was excited, man. Cause look, man, I'm into all insects, the animals. Like when you were like, I had black widows, and that's all my stuff right there. So I got like real excited. I was like, man, I want to see this spider, Steve. You gonna have a spider named after you, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be. That's where I'm gonna get in trouble now because he's naming it Mrs. Rodeo, and that's my woman, man. So she's gonna get on my.
Well, until I find out if it's a female or a male, we'll just call it rodeos. We'll just go rodeo.
Right. You can't mess that up.
It'll be non-binary rodeo. How's that?
I'm gonna
call it Steve or Stephanie, right?
Speaking of that, I'm gonna go get my son's bearded because he's sick and he's in bed. So I wasn't even thinking, but he hasn't been out all weekend. I'll bring him out now. It's good.
Cool. It'll be a non-binary rodeo for now. So I know.
Would you guys believe a car with 199,500 miles of ice cold AC?
Gotta get access to a microscope to see if it's a girl or a boy.
What in the world is wrong with you, Roy? $8,000 freaking dollars for a Chevrolet Cobalt. They are smoking crack. Wow.
Ooh.
I like that color. Like if it was a reasonable price, I still wouldn't buy it because I had a Cavalier the same color. It's that Corvette yellow. They just call it GM yellow, but like same one they put in the vet. And that color will attract so much unwanted attention that I had to get rid of the car, even though it was a super reliable beater. It could take a beat and keep on ticking. I hit like 8 deer with it, or vice versa, however you want to put it. Deer didn't bite me. But it just kept going. You couldn't kill it. I could beat the heck out of it, and I couldn't kill the thing.
Well, look at this guy right here. Look at this guy right here.
Nice.
I got pulled over like twice a week in the dang thing.
Big fatty.
Meepy.
Hey,
boy or girl? Oh, it's a boy. Yeah.
Hey, Steve, are you feeding the piggies?
Meep, don't you want to look at them? Wait, look at them.
That's nice. That's nice right there.
Yeah.
I like how they just stare at you and turn their head, and then that one eyelid blinks. I like that.
Yeah. He's gotten really big, man. He's huge. Same thing Roy was saying last night. Like when we got him, he was like that big. He looked like an ant. He was like a little tiny baby, man.
The biggest lizard I had was a Savannah monitor, and from head to tail, 6 foot. Lived in the bathtub.
That's like the size of a Gila monster.
Oh, that was huge. It was if I laid down next to him, it was almost as long as me. Wow. That's how big he was.
There's
he would eat like I would go to the grocery store and get like the big things of chicken. It would eat half of those at a time. Those big things when you get the chicken breasts or chicken thighs and stuff. Those big packages. It would eat half of those at a time.
Wow.
Now, there's a guy on YouTube. He has one of those. He has a water monitor, and this thing is like he's like the one you said. He gets in his pool, and that thing swims with him in his pool. Comes up. I said, man, that's cool right there. You got a dinosaur.
Yeah, Savannah monitors.
I'm good on all that.
They're huge, and they lived in the bathtub. It was just live in the bathtub. I take it to the park on a leash, walk him around the park. It was fucking.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've taught Meep to ride on our dog's back.
Nice.
Like, and our dog Bodie doesn't even care. He just lets him. He's like fine with it. He sticks his claws in because he's all worried too. He's like, I'm gonna fall. But yeah, we let him out in the backyard. I mean, he's pretty chill.
Yeah, they're one of the coolest lizards ever.
Dude, they're so friendly, man.
Yeah, they got good little personalities too.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you have your lizard on your shoulders, how my son is on my shoulder.
Yeah, he'll crawl around, man. He'll go down my back, and they fall a lot too. They don't mind falling. Try and climb something and he'll fall, and it's a big fall. When
I had mine on my shoulder, it was like carrying a 60-pound kid. He was huge. This a big old fucking fat thing sitting on there. The only thing you had to worry about was when he took a dump. If hopefully he didn't take a dump on you or something. That was about it.
Yeah.
Because he took the big old fucking dumps, man. That lizard took the big shits. That's kind of why he lived in the bathtub.
And they're nasty looking too.
Yeah. And that's kind of why he lived. That's kind of why he lived in the bathtub, because whenever you would turn the shower on him, that's when he would tend to go to the bathroom. So you would turn the shower on him and get him to go to the bathroom, so it goes down the drain in the fucking bathtub.
Yeah.
But he was huge. Yeah, he could take down 4 or 5 large rats at a time. He was a monster.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I had a sidewinder get loose. Had a sidewinder get loose in my apartment one time. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't even know why I got them, and they were, nothing against them. I had them for a while, but like when I can't remember how old I was, like maybe 19 or something. I got 2 geckos. And dude, those things, at least the ones I had, were like some of the meanest assholeian things I've ever seen. Like, dude, one of them, like, and they got that lockjaw. So like, when they lockjaw on you, the only thing unless you want to kill it and beat it to death against a wall, like the only thing you can do is put it underwater.
Did you have those? Did you have the tokay geckos, the blue with like the orange spots and shit?
I don't know. Well, I had 2 of the mean ones, dude.
Yeah, those are usually
they didn't even like me.
Yeah, the tokay geckos are usually like the grayish blues. They have like the orange spots and shit on them. Got big old triangular heads.
Yeah, they don't like anybody. They don't like.
Yeah, they would
anybody.
lock on your fingers. They lock on your fingers. You're fucking done. They shake too. They kind of like a little pit bull. They'll like shake on your fingers. Yeah. It's like, fuck, get off my hand, you fuckface.
Yeah, I ended up selling them because I've never got rid of a pet. I've had dogs my whole life. I've had other pets. I've never got rid of a pet other than those. I did not like having them. Yeah,
they're one of those ones you can't really handle. So, and they get big. They get up to over 12. They get as big as your bearded dragon almost. They get big. Yeah. So, that big fucker latches onto your finger. And I scared the shit out of my wife with mine one time. I took him out of the cage, and it was I put him on the front of the toilet. So when she went to take a piss one night, it was sitting on the front of the toilet and fucking scared the shit out of her. I was laughing my ass off. Because they'll bark at you, too. If they get pissed off at you, they bark. They make weird-ass growling noises. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, the only weird kind of stuff I see from him sometimes, and I can't. It's been a while since I've read it. I'm actually drawing a blank on what it means. But when they have their mouth open, and I mean fully open,
does he come out with his beard out?
Sometimes, but I'm talking about like the mouth open and locked and just fully open in his house, even like looking at you, and he won't shut it, and it means something like they're feeling they don't want to be handled, or they don't want
to. Yeah, he's just probably he's in a pitsy mood. It's kind of like iguanas. Iguanas can tell when a female's on her period for some reason. That's why you got to be careful when you get like those full-grown male iguanas, because if you got a female in the house, they can tell when your woman's on her period, and they become extremely aggressive. So, yeah.
The bear.
Usually when their beard comes out and they hold their mouth open and their beard's out, that means they're pissed off at something. Because then it gets really black. That means they're usually pissed off or something.
Yeah. He normally
is Geico, right?
No, I actually went back to the pet store and they didn't buy them, but they let me put up even though they sold them, they let me put up an ad because I was like, dude, either that or I'm letting them free in the woods, boys.
Those tokay geckos can be a handful. They're one of the only really nasty ones out there that, as far as geckos go, most geckos are pretty laid back. They don't trip.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was 19. I was not knowledgeable on geckos. I just went in and went, hey, those two look good. I'll take them. And
I had a breeding group of leopard geckos. I had a breeding group of fuck are they called? The crested geckos. The crested geckos are one of my favorite. They're super cool. And so I had those.
What's up?
I had a couple day geckos. They're not my favorite. They're too like fragile. You grab them too hard, their skin will rip. They're pretty like fragile.
So Robert, I think we have two. We have the other drone in here too? Or we did?
So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's the world of pets, man. Like I said, you name it, I've pretty had it at one point. I got a story. I had a pair of flying squirrels one time, and I think I've told this story, but one of my roommates, my wife and my roommate, she was gonna kill herself or some shit. So the cops showed up at my house at like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, "What the fuck are the police here for?" So, and they were in a big ass like 50-gallon aquarium on my coffee table, the squirrels. And so the one cop goes in, and he's dealing with her, and the other cop, he's in there with his flashlight, bent over, looking in the aquarium, and that fucking squirrel jumped out and smacked the glass, and the fucking cop fell down on his ass end. He's like, "What the fuck was that?" I said, "It's a fucking squirrel." I said, "You scared the shit out of my squirrel, dude." He's like, what do you mean? I said, it's a fucking flying squirrel. He's like, "Oh my God, it scared the shit out of me." I said, "Well, what do you think you're doing? That bright ass light in the aquarium freaked it out." So I sat there while the other cop was in there dealing with her and the paramedics. Me and this cop is outside. Me and the cop is in the front room. We're playing with my flying squirrel. He's like, "Can you show me how it does it?" I'm like, "Yeah, stand over there." So I'm throwing the squirrel to him. He's throwing it back to me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. 2:00. Yeah, 2:00 in the morning. I'm flinging a fucking flying squirrel at the fucking police. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's
gotta hate them all.
Too bad that
those are
cop wasn't
cool
the judge. You could have got that whatever's on your record expunged so you could do.
Yeah, right. Shit. throw it and watch it land on her face. But yeah, they're hella cool to have. Then I've had, like I said, the breeding hedgehogs, the fucking everything.
Yeah.
I've never been when I ended up homeless. That's the first time I've never had any pets in my house. Even when I was homeless, I had to sell all my tarantulas. I had, I think, 15 tarantulas. I had 3 or 4 of my ornate Pac-Man frogs. I had to sell them all to get rid of them because I was ended up homeless. So I lost all that shit. So I've never been without some kind of weird pet.
Well, hopefully in any minute now, you're gonna find one.
Yeah, right. Well, I found one at a PetSmart, but they wanted too much for it. They wanted $70 for it, but it was a more unique kind of tarantula. I'm not paying $70 for them.
That's what I was trying to say last night in your live stream about, like, man, I went to PetSmart and they were charging more for beardies the place that I got him, which is where like you are, like in a strip mall,
Yeah.
like a little pet shop where the people really know their stuff. And the pet shop that I got him from, it was cheaper, and they breed them, and they actually really care. They're not just like mass indexing them through and putting them in these little boxes, and they actually
and it also depends on what kind they have. Some, if they get the more fancier orange kind and shit, they tend to cost more and shit. So.
Right.
All right, well, they're opening, so I'll be back.
This guy was a pastel, so
I'll be back. I'll let you know what happens.
All right, man. I'm gonna hop right back. I gotta run into this Black Bear Diner, pick up this $5 order real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. So Tony, what's up? How's your week?
Not much, just still going. I'm trying to wrap up 2 bonuses, Uber and a Lyft bonus. So, I'm probably going to fail at both.
Did you see did you get the Uber bonus because I talked to other people in Denver too, who everybody I know so far has got it for this weekend for 5 rides?
No, because I have been doing Rideshare, so
of these people, they still got it.
Oh, well, what was their bonus for 5 rides?
5 rides, $250.
What? No, they make me work for mine.
Nope. No, these are people who have been driving. They've been back full time. They're drivers I know here in Denver, out in Lakewood, that have been back full time for probably 6-7 months now.
Oh, okay.
And they still, hey, if you do 5 this weekend.
No, my weekend bonus was I got the Quest bonus was like $210.
Yeah.
And then they gave me another bonus on top of that for another $110 for 55 rides.
So you're
like
considered a green ride, right?
I'm blue or whatever it is on Uber Pro. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about like green friendly. Like,
oh yeah.
So that used to mean that you got, if somebody chose a green ride, that you would get a little more money. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was here in Denver. I know it's in a lot of cities though.
It was here.
Okay.
But they took that away and just gave us the same help, I guess. Because
what they're doing, like in San Francisco and other cities now, is they're keeping the green rides. They're paying the drivers the same, but they're taking off the surcharge to the passenger. So the passenger can pay the same for a green ride as they can for any car, but the driver will get paid more. It's like one of the few Uber moves where something benefited the drivers and didn't benefit the company. It's really weird.
I don't think I get paid that much because at least here in Denver, people are like ordering Uber Green when it's cheaper than Uber X.
Right.
And it's like, I'll get a request and they're like 17 miles away. I'm like, what do you think I'm going to drive over there to pick you up for 2 seconds? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'll send them my Cash App and they can send me like $50 and I'll go get them.
Right. Yeah, of course. Hey, Gary Middleton, if you're in here, why don't you jump in here for a minute? I had to start this early if you didn't catch it because Max has kind of been sick and he's still sick, but he's going to be up and moving. So I just I wanted to be able to help him out this afternoon if I had to, or I want to hang with him a bit too. But
head north towards Salmon, run Mall Loop west.
Sorry.
Take the next left onto Salmon, run Mall.
That wasn't horribly painful. It could have been worse.
Mm-hmm. So, Bud Soda, you got kicked out of your normal mall?
Out of my normal area? It's because of New York State. But I'm not saying online why. So let's just put it short way. Hopefully I'll have it resolved in the next 2 weeks.
What's up, John?
What's going on, fellas?
No tip, no trip, Johnny.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Tony? How's it going? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can hear you great.
All right, cool. Where did Roy and the Robert go? They knew I was coming, so they left.
No, they both are coming back.
Oh,
Yeah, I
perfect.
think Roy's getting
Roy's buying a tarantula.
Of course. That's the most Roy thing Roy could do.
We had a question for you, but Robert's not in here, but he had a question for you the other day. Like, he was asking, like, how are you not supposedly getting that much help from Prop 22?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. That I don't think that was phrased properly, but I think that I don't know. I know that John and I were going to talk this week, but I don't know if he's ready to kind of already. I feel like Meep's going to do it.
No, you don't have to, man.
Okay, I got Miss Rodeo.
Uh-oh.
She's a different kind, so you got lucky. She's a different kind. I spent extra for her. So.
Roy, I was gonna say this is the most right thing you could do.
I spent extra for her. I'm gonna show her to you guys. We'll do an unboxing when I get back home.
Unboxing.
Yeah, right. But I'll show you guys in the meantime.
Did you replace those ball tires?
She's yeah, right. Here we go. Let's see.
Wait, I don't see it.
My buddy got DQ'd in an MMA match yesterday.
It looks like a bowl of food.
Oh, I see it.
He kept. I guess they didn't like explain it enough or something. I guess you can't hit someone while they're on the ground. You can only grapple, and
it's a curly hair tarantula. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but so to answer your question, I do actually get help from Prop 22, but for me that's just the icing on the cake. I don't take garbage orders, so I don't get a lot of Prop 22 adjustments. What I do is I shoot for 150, 160 a day within 4 or 5 hours, and then whatever I get from Prop 22 just covers my gas and my other expenses.
So you stay with the Oreo. Your base pay. That's why he was wondering, like your base pay and your active time.
That's it's correct.
Confused about.
I don't take. Well, here's the thing. Here's the way Prop 22 works. So like, if I don't know. I think in LA it's like $18, $19 an hour guaranteed, or 20, whatever. So like if you take a bunch of $3 or $4 orders, then you're gonna have more Prop 22 earnings because you took lower offers and your hours less. But I don't take those garbage no tip offers. I have an $8, $9 minimum, and what I run all three apps at the same time. And I just stack them if they're going the same direction. It's the same thing as, Uber Eats sending me double order or DoorDash sending me double order. They're all close by within a couple of blocks from each other. So I just do them all within, same ride, same trip.
But okay,
but
wait, are we okay to talk about this, or are we talking about this a different time?
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm on here, so let's talk about it.
Okay, because I really want to know, man. I mean, I know we were texting last night, but I really want to know how. I know that what I could look, but I'm just going to paraphrase it. So whatever you had replied to me that, if you do Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash, and you take one of each in an hour and you stack them, and let's say you've had an active time of an hour. I know that's not possible in an hour to take 3 orders and have an active time on 3 platforms of an hour, but let's say you did. There is a very easy universal way for them through the data sharing they already do to say, hey, this guy's working all 3 platforms. Let's make sure that he's only paid the minimum wage between the 3 of us.
But what would be their motivation to do that?
To not pay for each of them, not to pay you $16 to $22 an hour, and instead split it 3 ways?
They'd save millions.
It'd save millions.
But what if you just signed up with different LLC EINs?
What?
Like, can't you just register a new LLC so you can use a different EIN for each app?
Yeah, but you're going into the 1% of the gig economy workers. I mean, most people don't.
But I mean, if they tried
3 different tax returns.
If they tried to take it away.
Well, I mean, dude, that's not going to be the big worry. I mean, I've talked to all the Vina Dubals and everybody I've had on the podcast. The big problem is that the unions are pretty armed up in California right now. And
I'm sure
oddly,
they are.
for as broke as they have been for all these years, man, they have more money in California unions than we've seen in years.
I had people getting very
like,
upset with me over it.
Well,
The
so I'm
like, oh, you're just
dug up all their money.
I think
out
they
of the
made a
dirt.
good move up in Seattle. So the news that I said yesterday, I think that was a good move. I think because I thought that this was going to be across the board for gig workers like Prop 22 because they were modeling that way. But now it's just for the rideshare drivers, which makes sense because the Taxi and Limousine Commission already gives it to them anyway. So they have to have a, here's what you get per mile, here's what you get per minute. And whether people think, well, that should be the business's decision, it doesn't matter. That regulation's been in place for 60 years, 70 years, everywhere for taxis and limousines, that they have to take care of their people. So they can still remain independent contractors. In fact, they still are. If you're rideshare, you will be guaranteed some mileage and minute rates, and you will get you can earn for every 40 hours you work, you get 1 hour of sick time. So if you work 8 weeks, that's a free day off paid. So there's some bonuses in there. What they did do is they left the food part out. And I think they did it for the exact reason I'm talking about. They don't want to be in a position where all these apps are having to pay $16 to $22 an hour each. So like, let's say in San Francisco where it's 22, where Joe Dark Road Run is, it's 22 an hour. That means Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats has to pay you for an active hour $66 between them. Where if they were just doing a universal data sharing, which they're already doing anyway, then they do. If you get deactivated from Uber, if it's anything above like a level 4 incident, you're immediately deactivated from Lyft. How do you think that happens? Because they data share. They data share everything. So why wouldn't they just data share the hours too? And then my idea is like, why wouldn't you make it a pool where it's like, okay, 30% of his hour was DoorDash, 20% was Uber Eats, and 50% was Grubhub, and then make them pay accordingly against the minimum wage in those percentages.
I don't know. That's on them to figure it out.
Doesn't that seem like a lot more sense than just everybody kicking down $22 for everybody that works actively, though?
No, I don't, because we're not employees. When
right.
we take orders, we're taking it for that specific company. It's not. We're not being paid from one company. We're paying from 3.
Well, but that's
first of all, let me take a step back. Also, I want to say that when I take 3 orders, 4 orders, 5 orders, I'm not doing it for Prop 22 money. If I depended on Prop 22, I'd be homeless and I'd be starving, because $20 an hour, $22 an hour is poverty level in California. Okay,
right.
The cost of living is insane here.
And you and I actually already, for those that didn't listen, like, or haven't heard it yet, check it out. Because when John and I were talking, we already went through this. John's different from Robert. He doesn't count on the Prop 22
We're complete opposites.
Yeah, he's not like, dude, I this has to be involved in my money, even though he lives in California and he still gets some. He doesn't. That's not figured into like, dude, without this, it's not going to work or whatever. Like I don't know. I felt, yeah, exactly. It was a night and day difference, because I felt like you were like, yeah, it's here. I get some money off it, but it's not what makes or breaks me.
I think
exactly.
Wilser. Have you guys seen Wilser on the
YouTube?
The Honda Ruckus?
Yeah, I've seen it. He's in downtown LA, which is even tougher.
Yeah, I don't think he banks on Prop 22 either.
You can't. It's not enough money.
Yeah, because he's always multi-apping with DoorDash and Uber and making like $300 or $400 a day.
Yeah, downtown, I give him props, man. I don't think, even with the bike, I don't think I could do it in downtown. Downtown, there's a lot of crazy, it's similar to New York. A lot of crazy drivers. There's a huge homelessness problem, a lot of crime there. Also, a lot of high rises and a lot of business offices that you have to go up to that take time. Some people provide codes, some people don't. Yeah, I give him props for that, man. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it even in downtown Denver.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I don't trust drivers. I'm like, I won't even do a scooter, moped, or a bike. I feel like I would die down there.
Yeah, because they're on half the phone at the time, not paying attention.
So John, when you say it's the poverty level though, like, okay, I know San Francisco's the extreme, but let's just use San Francisco for a second. Because when I was talking to Joe, like, okay, here's a perfect example. Joe would benefit by what's going on up in Seattle. And I honestly think the rideshare drivers do need some help. Like, I don't like the Prop 22 money going to the delivery drivers. I don't really know that I think that that's a good thing. But I know that, like, you guys who get it, of course you love it. But I mean, I think there's a swift backhand coming with this.
I don't love Prop 22. I'm glad it's here because it's better than nothing, but I don't love it.
Yeah. But like, I mean, like, he could benefit from a Seattle type thing. But when I said to him, hey, do you ever get your Prop 22 money? He's like, I make more than what they would pay me, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's saying, like, even the base, because it has to be based on the base pay. It can't be on the tips. So if, like, are you in a $16 an hour minimum wage area? Or are you, what's yours, John?
Yeah, 16 here in LA.
Okay, so $16 an hour. So you would have to do what? I mean, is it $2.50 or $2 for a DoorDash?
Our base pay here is $3.
Okay, so so impossible to do the amount of deliveries on the base pay that you would have to do to make the Prop 22.
You have to take $2 $3 orders and then make sure that you take half an hour for each. Take your sweet ass time.
Wait.
But I'm saying you can't
matter.
I'm saying you can't get 5-6 orders into an hour.
Oh, to match that? Yeah, it's
you just can't. So like almost every active hour, you're not gonna. I mean, Prop 22 is gonna have to come in because you can't make that.
Yeah.
I feel like that
two $8 orders.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me that's weird. It's like I'm careful saying this, but it almost feels like the employee model already.
Yeah, it is. It's an employee model without the employee name on it.
Yeah. But I mean, I know people right now, it's like the way they always roll things out. Like, okay, well, here's this, and there's Prop 22. Oh my gosh, I'm making more money. It's like this means of like testing the employee model. It's like soon it's not going to be that. It's like when Rideshare came around. I didn't even need to look at my receipts at the end of the night because I made so much money I didn't care what came from what. You know what I mean? So like, and that's just gone down, 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 down. I feel like at some point this Prop 22 is going to be, the union's just going to destroy it and dismantle it. The California Constitution might break it down. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to prepare for an employee model.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's not hit in Colorado like that, because Colorado is usually just as bad as California on labor laws. As far as like when I was a district manager,
don't give them any ideas.
I was gonna say, dude, that's a stretch though too, Tony. I've had like Vina Dubal, the law professor from UC Hastings, who was one of the drafters of AB5. Her and we've chatted for years, but I finally got her on the podcast a ways back, and when she has been out here to Colorado to talk to groups about it, and they were doing it in Boulder. They had a couple different meetings, and somehow I got to give some props to our governor, who I've been up and down about. I voted for him, and then I kind of was like, why'd I vote for this guy? But now, but
the
like,
current governor or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Steve, can you pull up Nico's last comment?
I was out of state when.
Or the one before about Prop 22. I just wanted to correct or clarify. Okay, so you don't actually have to do it in every 30 minutes. We're just doing that for easy math reasons.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It could be a combination of 22 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you could work over 10 hours. You could work 1 active hour, and you're only going to get Prop 22 for the 1 active hour.
Correct. It starts from when you accept the order until you drop it off.
Right. I mean, you can't. So, I mean, those notions of so people like, I mean, obviously you can't just turn on the app and sit on your couch and collect the money.
So like
you still have to go out and do some orders and stuff.
Yeah.
So like when you get rematched before you drop off an order is like for the Prop 22 people, that's ideal.
I got to tell you, man.
Or is active only once you've arrived at the restaurant?
Well, no, it's probably when you picked up.
For when you accept the offer. whether it's a ride or
yeah, so
a
you would
delivery.
want
Yeah.
so you would want to get rematched before you drop off, because then there would be no
Correct.
inactive time in between orders.
Correct. There will be no gap.
So what happens if you accept an order and you get to the restaurant and you're not even trying to scam the system, but you get to the restaurant, it's packed, it's a Friday night, you're like, no way you want to sign it. What happens to that time?
You're on the clock, so to speak.
So the time from driving from wherever you were to the restaurant to unassign it is active time?
No, if you unassign, I don't think you get paid for it. You have to
Okay.
complete the delivery.
Okay.
Maybe if
getting
you
at.
had
Oh, okay,
a
that's
double
what I-
order, like if you had a double order, you would still be on the clock for the second order, though,
Correct.
right?
I think if you're stacked, even with 3 orders on one platform, you're just getting paid for single active time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So if you unassigned one of them,
you
you
jump off
wouldn't
the last,
lose your
yeah.
active time.
Yeah, if you have 2 orders, if you assign one, you're still on. It still counts as your active time.
Getting
I mean-
a true triple is super, super rare.
Is
I'll tell you
Instacart involved in this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to imagine
Yeah,
they have to be.
Well, then Instacart's going to be out of business in California because they pay $1 an hour to
Yeah.
the drivers. So they're paying like what, $15 to $21, depending on the market in California, to make up for every active hour to the drivers.
Yeah, and
Maybe
shopping
their
takes a
base
while.
pay in that. Maybe their base pay is higher in California.
Mm-mm. I talked to a lot of California
it's
people.
not.
Man. It's crap.
It's not.
I've only done
Basically,
like 5 Instacarts in my life, so I don't know.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. It's just
Yeah.
like all the other states.
Right. So
the algorithm over there is different, so they try not to double and triple up orders for that reason, because they'd have to pay out more money, unless
I
it's
get
just
it.
3 crap batches,
I got a triple
or
order
they'll
on
just
Friday.
put 1, 2 bad ones.
Well, here I'm gonna. So on this one, so the companies are trying to find. No, the companies do not
Yeah, they
want
don't
you
us
to be
become
employees.
They-
They want you to be independent contractors. This AB5 is the one thing that I could probably jump on, and I don't know. I don't know many people now that I mean, I fully understand AB5 inside and out. I understand what it's done to the traditional gig workers and everything. So that's, I have inside and out. The Prop 22 was brought about. So when AB5 happened, it went into effect in January of 2020. And by February, I think it was, the state of California was like, hey, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, you guys aren't following this AB5 law. And they kind of pulled an Uber and a Lyft and all these platforms, and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna, screw off. And the state of California said, well, you are. And they said, well, then we'll leave the state of California.
Yep.
And that went down to like the midnight hour, literally. Like it was like 11 something. It had to be put into place. Yeah, it had to be put into place by midnight. It was like 11:57 or 8 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally was like, okay. And they said, you have till the November ballot to not have to pay in, and then we'll have a vote on it. If it votes through, then you guys will get exempted, like doctors and anesthesiologists and dentists and all those did in the beginning.
Freelance writers.
No free. Well, see, that's the thing, is that AB5 destroyed a ton of those.
It did.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Karen Anderson, who I've had on the podcast a few times. She runs a group called Freelancers Against AB5 on Facebook that has 22,000 people, and they are all over the place screwed.
What's up, Joe?
Hello, sir. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's up, bud?
This is Tony without his makeup in the.
No, I'm actually. I want you to weigh in on Prop 22 too.
I know.
This is the Prop 22 dream stream.
That's right. I know. I don't know how to. I don't know. You know, Prop 22. Shoot, that's.
Let me ask you this first, Joe. What's your overall take on it?
I'd say it's better
as a whole.
It's better than nothing, but it's kind of it's just like it's got to be a compromise. Like everything is just like a compromise. That's so that these companies can continue to exploit the labor force that they're exploiting. But so I mean, I realized like I got a notification a couple days ago that Uber sent me an extra $38 thanks to Prop 22 for driver hours that I worked last week, and it's like it was delayed, I guess, a couple of days, but it was like that Prop 22. I was logged in and I was driving passengers, but I didn't meet the minimum, and so they gave me an extra $38. I was like, oh, that's nice, but
how many rides, or what was your active time? Or how many rides did you do that week, or those 2 weeks?
It wasn't that much actually. It was really for just like kind of one day. We'll open my app here.
So I don't know if you saw, like Robert was on our round table, and he showed his screenshot from last week, and he's like, look, and he just does Uber Eats, and he said in California, he said, look, and he showed his screenshot, and it was like, here's how much I made, and then here's $340 I got from Prop 22 last week.
Okay.
Uber pays out every 2 weeks.
Whatever it is, I was like, that's what confuses me. Joe's getting 38. He got almost 400. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it says I earned $68.49, which is less than your guaranteed minimum of $106.75. You're receiving an additional $38.26 to bring your 2-week earnings up to your guaranteed minimum.
Here, this is what it looks like. I don't know if anyone else has put it on there, but that's the
breakdown.
breakdown.
That's Robert.
It. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's for 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yep. They pay out every 2 weeks. Oh, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm in LA, and Joe's in San Francisco.
Yep.
Right. And Robert's in Palm Springs.
I think he's Riverside County.
Riverside. Well, what's another thing too? Because
Inland Empire.
No.
Orange County. Orange County.
He'll have to come back and tell us. It's close to Palm Springs, right? Wherever he is. It's not quite Inland Empire / LA.
Oh, San Bernardino?
No.
Well, the cities that I've seen him in, he's in Riverside County and Orange County.
Okay, maybe it's just Riverside. I don't know.
Anaheim, Irvine, those are all Orange County. Riverside is like Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley, that's it.
Yeah, that's Riverside County.
Okay.
Is Uber
it's in between LA and San Diego.
Uber saying your guaranteed minimum is 20% more than minimum wage in the city where your pickup is, plus 30 cents per mile for vehicle expenses. Your guaranteed minimum varies every 2-week earning period, depending on your time and miles active. And active time is the time between accepting and completing a trip or delivery. So
this is what the DoorDash Prop 22 thing looks like.
That's okay.
For anyone who wants to see it.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Joe. Look at how much they're getting from the Prop 22 stuff. Huh. Oh no, yours was only $45.92.
45, right? Yeah.
Okay, see, Robert had like 300 added.
It's because he's taking lower offers and he's just accepting everything. So his active time's higher than mine, and also his offers are lower. Yeah. So there's a big discrepancy between that $18 or $19 minimum and whatever he's accepting. I don't take bad offers. I take whatever. Basically, I work like, I don't know if it's because I've been doing this since 2018, but I do it as if Prop 22 is not there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, because also the unions could rip it out at any point. But that's why I like what Seattle did, because I think Seattle, I don't know if you saw, Joe, the amounts, but they're going to be paying pretty well.
Seattle
Rideshare.
They have really high base pay.
Yeah.
But they cut out
always been on the
right, but they were following the Prop 22 model, and they were going to do something for delivery drivers too. They just nixed them out, and it's now signed into law.
Huh.
And they did not include the delivery drivers. So for rideshare, you get in the state of Washington, you get $1.16 per mile. You get 30 cents per minute guaranteed, and then in Seattle, you get $1.56 per mile, and you get 50 cents per minute. Yeah. And again, it's just for rideshare. It would just be for like the Joes and me's. All you food people would be.
So what if you're like me and you do Uber and Uber Eats on the same app?
I would guess you'd stop doing the food platforms and move over to rideshare, which is what every state needs anyway. They need people to switch back to rideshare.
Uber Eats.
I mean, it just seems like a win-win-win, because that one made sense to me. That one was like, like, hey, this is this is only going to apply to rideshare drivers with passengers because we already do that for the taxi and limo commission. So it was like, yeah, we have to do that. And that made sense. But being able to accept $2 offers and only do 2 an hour, which is $4, and then get whatever your city's minimum wage is, I don't know. It seems crazy to me. And it seems crazy to me that they're not trying to split it up either. Like Bud Soda was saying, you could lose, millions of dollars because if they're all going to pay you for the hour.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that trick to do multi-apping. If you're on 3 apps and they all have to pay you $19 an hour, then that's
$60 an hour.
Yeah.
Joe's like, I need to try that.
That's almost minimum wage. 60 in San Francisco.
San Francisco rents like $4,000 a month.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But you know what? Like honestly, like you guys, like no joke, like Denver's been on the rise for many years.
There's a lot of feedback. I don't know who's it's coming from.
Probably
Bot soda. Bot soda.
Bot soda. Bot soda.
Yeah, it's because I'm a little far away.
Hit mute.
Can you mute? Yeah.
Oh, he's got Bluetooth. He's got
I'm good now.
And his phone's in the car.
No, you still sound like a bot. Can I answer Nico's comment? I just wanted to say that your guaranteed minimum. So basically, it's the whatever city you're working in, their minimum wage times 120%. So like in Riverside County, I think it's a little bit lower than LA. In LA, it's $16 an hour. So I think we're around $18 or $19 an hour. So like, let's say if I take two $4 orders and only make $8 that hour, then they have to pay a difference of $11. That's basically how it works. It's just the difference between what you make and what the Prop 22
but it's the
guarantee is.
Active hour.
Active hour, correct.
Right. Okay.
You have to be on order or a ride to get the Prop 22 guarantee.
I just don't see why they don't. I mean, they already data share on every level. I don't see why they don't have a system to determine, like, again, if you were active on all 3 for a full hour, which again would be impossible, but just for the sake of argument, if you were active on all 3 food platforms for the hour, why wouldn't they bust down the percentage of what you were working on each and make the companies pay that amount? Because it might sound like only $1 or $2 here and there, but that's only for 1 hour. That all adds up real quick.
Also, hey, Gigster in the house.
Yeah.
What's up, Xander?
What's up, Xander?
Come on the live stream. Let's see your pretty face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Prop 22 knowledge. Get on here.
Yeah, let's bring someone else on from Riverside County.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, do you want me to drop out of here because I'm about to pick up some passengers? Or do you want me to be on mute?
Have them on the live stream. Let's talk.
That's your thoughts about Prop
22. Let's
ask them what they think about Prop 22.
Yeah, see if they want any referral codes.
Well, you can just be like you're listening to talk radio, man.
Well, I'm listening. Do you just want me to mute, or do you want somebody else to be able to pop in? Is my question.
Are they? Well, if they're going to hear it, we'll use terms like Pax Hole and.
No, it's in
code. We're using code names here.
We're speaking.
No tip order from Pizza Hut.
Wow, this is a really interactive Uber here. Radio's talking to me, man.
I hate entitled Pax Holes that ride in Teslas.
The passengers in Denver, goddamn those passengers in Denver. That's like, wow, your radio sounds so specific and targeted.
Oh, Lord.
Turn left here. We start getting false directions.
Wait, Gary, are you saying across the board on all apps? What is this comment here?
Yeah, I think he's talking about all 3 apps, food delivery apps. Well, first of all, if you took one order from each app and waited an hour for all 3 orders, you'd have a lot of pissed off customers, and you'd have the companies calling you asking where the hell's their order.
Yeah, and you just start speaking a language that isn't even a language. Just go, and they'll just hang up on you, and you're fine.
Dude, I've had them call me because the app was glitching and still showing I was at the dang restaurant. And no, I didn't even try to fool it by force stopping the app. I was like genuinely on that app. It's like Okay. I'm like, that's not my fault that the app glitched out. And it ended up being a usual customer of mine. So I was like, what the heck? Like when you work these apps so much, you're gonna get that more and more and more where support's calling you, where are you? I'm here at the first delivery. You know I have multiple deliveries. Well, the problem is that DoorDash changed it back to where they'll only show you're on multiple deliveries if it's offered as a step. If you take an add-on after, it doesn't tell either customer, which is super annoying. Dang it.
Where's Nyko located? Aren't they in New York?
Well, I was gonna say this is a comment you don't see often.
Nyko's Virginia, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, don't move to California.
I mean, that's something I remember from like the 90s or something, but like people don't say that now. Like, I want to move to California because I'm trying to be homeless.
You guys can deal with that Prop 22 nonsense. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I don't either, man.
Your taxes are absolutely fat crap crazy out there.
But Soda, I'm sure if you had it, you would have greatly appreciated, especially with all the active time that you rack up.
I'm just my
It's a nice
reason.
bonus.
That's the problem. I don't rack up that much active time. That's my problem.
But you're working like 80 hours a week.
But not active. That's just hours.
Yeah, that's time.
What's your active
Not
time? 40
active.
hours?
My
What's your
active time
time?
on DoorDash is usually hovering around 40. I probably do 60 real-time active between all the apps.
Yeah, so it's close.
I try to do 60, 70 a week.
hours. There you go. It'll be a nice bonus for you.
But like,
It'll cover your gas and then some.
But it's a nice bonus with an overhanging threat of unions.
but they'll be just take it away in taxes.
Not if you're right off your mileage.
Your taxes are bat crap insane.
Taxes are pretty
Well,
crazy.
what does Cali allow for a tax write-off? Because New York State doesn't allow anything.
Also, would every state accept
Do you
that
get a mileage
fee?
write-off for the state of Cali?
We do.
Well, no, it's the federal one.
Or the federal, right? The 58
The
cents.
58.5 cents this year.
Yeah.
But like,
I didn't even make that much money last year, and I had to pay in.
But would most markets customers want to pay? I don't even know what it is, but there's a Prop 22 fee, right? That they see too, or they pay.
Oh, yeah, driver. Let me look at one of my rides.
Or that's what Robert was
that
telling us, that the customers pay a $2 fee or something for Prop 22 or whatever it is.
I think Uber calls it like a driver benefits fee or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I've joked with Joe before about the line items. I mean, there's just once you have 15, it's a joke.
Yeah, I heard you talking shit about it in the last stream.
Well, it is, man. I mean, just make it simple for people. Don't have all this junk noise.
We don't like simple in California. We like it as complicated as possible.
Hoping that people don't understand it.
I think people are just spoiled here in California. They're like, oh, it's gonna cost me an extra $30 to get this burrito. Fuck it, whatever. I'm too lazy to leave the house.
Yeah. No,
like at first there was a lot of backlash about it, but then as soon as it actually started to apply, they didn't care anymore.
Oh, gigs in the house.
Yeah, they don't. What's up, Omer?
What's up, Omer?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Your mileage is a huge expense. I don't think if you're doing it correctly, I don't think you should be paying a lot in taxes.
It's probably because I do my dollar per mile too well because I stack so many orders.
This is as speculating as you can be, because I know a lot about what's going on with the unions behind the scenes there. But do you think Prop 22 is there to stay, or do you think something's going to happen?
I think it's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, the Band-Aid. Yeah. But
to what though?
Prop 22, like you're saying, like it was to overturn the AB5, which passed. Here's the worst part, because I've learned a ton on AB5. Here's the worst part: is that AB5 in its initial conception was the gig economy. AB5 is only going to target the gig economy. Let's get these guys. Let's get these companies. And then they said, wait a minute. Let's throw that over every independent contractor in the state and ruin their businesses of 40, 50 years and put them out of business, which they've done. Millions of people out of business.
And now Prop 22 allowed it so that even after the law that was created to get the gig economy, Prop 22 came back and made it so it didn't really hurt them, but hurt everybody else. So to me, I'm like, you didn't even accomplish what the goal was. The goal was to go after the gig companies, and they got a carve out, just like doctors. And I mean, there's musicians like my friend Gail Gordon that runs that opera house. I know I speak of this a lot, but that's a really that's a sadder story than you think, because her mom handed down, or her great grandma to her grandma to her mom handed down music that was written in the Jewish camps during World War II that isn't anywhere else. And her plays are all based on this music that you can't find anywhere else. So if she goes under, and she is going under, if she goes under, that will be a music that will die. It will never be heard again. It will never be. I mean, it's crazy. It's like they said, okay, these musicians will get a carve out. This group will get a carve out. They started like they were breaking apart the group so that the one group didn't become too big, because everybody was like, no way. And they were like, okay, start chiseling away at the ones that have the most people in them and get them out of the way so that they can't help the battle.
Yeah. A lot of other people got, and then of course these gig companies wrote a huge check to get that Prop 22 passed, and but they, it was just defended that this carved out themselves, like you said. And so it's but I mean, if whether your money comes from Prop 22 or it comes from the companies or it comes from I mean, if God forbid that we're all employees doing this stuff, but it's like,
I really hope not.
It comes down to like, whether it comes from like time or miles, it comes down to like, are you making money? If not, get the hell out of this job. It's like people are waiting. There's so many drivers that are like, they're complaining about this industry, and they're still waiting for these companies to go in there and save them. Like that's not what these companies are about. If this isn't working, you get the hell out of this thing.
Go work a W-2. That's what they want anyway.
Well, right. Mr. Roy in the house.
They want the freedom of being self-employed, but want the direction of a W-2.
That's true.
Exactly. They want their own cake and eat it too.
So you guys are talking about the California employees, not gig work. California employees.
I mean, we're still independent right now, but God knows for
that's not independent. You're not independent, man.
Roy,
hey, as long as I can decline and accept any offer I want, I'm still independent.
You know who needs the benefit.
I'm not being bent over to take all of their offers yet. So
on this.
Exactly.
But here is my one thing to that, though, that, okay, so let's say that the unions don't do what I think they're going to do over the next couple of years, which is just dismantle the crap out of Prop 22.
Yeah.
But I need to get the hell out.
let's say that doesn't happen. What I do see happening is something like what New York tried, like block scheduling and things like that, where it's not quite full flex, but they're going to say, what do you want to work this week? And you're going to pick blocks, and if you don't work them, they're going to kick you off the platform.
That's they couldn't make that case about flexibility anymore.
Well, it is. They did it in New York and they still made the case about it because they said it was 2-hour blocks that you chose.
Yeah.
Sounds like Grubhub.
You know what's funny is that before the pandemic, Grubhub was the strongest to me looking of all of them. Now they're like the weakest.
Yeah, you mentioned that was the first like the big food delivery thing, and what happened?
Hey, Truth Warrior, the video on the Miss Rodeo should be up and posted.
Oh, you made one?
Yeah, I did a little video. Real quick. Had to introduce her to everybody.
I don't know if Joe even knows what we're talking about.
I think he's just happy to be here.
From Roy, I got a picture in mind.
Roy, just gotta look at the video. It's Miss Rodeo.
Do you know what? Do you want to know why my Prop 22 earnings are so little compared to Robert? This is why. Orders like these.
Oh man.
Yeah.
$20 for 4 miles.
Yeah. I mean, I know he does do well with his tips, you know. But one thing I will say is like the
Does
way
he though?
that
I don't see any screenshots.
the one thing that I will say about the two of them is that about Pedro and Robert is I won't even I like both of them, so I'm not even going to put a hand in that game. But what I will say is I would love to see them switch markets for a month.
I think Pedro will kill it.
If Pedro came to California, worked Robert's market, and if Robert went to St. Louis and worked Pedro's market, and that's not a diss on either. I would just like to see that result of how both of them pivoted and worked it.
Well, Robert would have to work 3 apps or 3 apps, and he said that stresses him out. So I don't know how well he'd do. There's no Prop 22 in St. Louis.
Right, that's what I mean. And you'd have to figure out, wait a minute, I'm not making anything.
Exactly. You're gonna have a broken down car, making $3-4 per order.
My point in that is that I think that there's a flaw in doing that comparison. You can't really compare that because that Prop 22 changes the whole game.
It does.
I mean,
well, it depends on how you go about it. If you go with an employee mindset, then yeah. But for someone like me who works like Prop 22 doesn't exist and doesn't really affect me. So it depends on the driver.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Prop 22 is in existence all last year. So what did you get a total then at the end of the year on your NEC or one of your forms that said your total, or do you know it for Prop 22 for the year?
I don't think I got specific. It might have been like added into like bonuses or some bonus money or something.
Yeah, I love the way they just put things in different columns. Don't worry about it.
So, as far as I understand, what Robert does and what he banks on is, like during the off times, he'll take about anything, as long as the restaurant doesn't suck. So he constantly stays active, and that's how he gets so much more Prop 22 money than say you do, because you sit there and decline, you're picky. But he also
I'm profitable.
Uber, you could pump.
I'm profitable. If you're taking $3, $4, $5, putting up all those miles on your car, and you're stealing $16, $17 an hour with gas being $6 a gallon, you're not profitable. I'm sorry.
He can.
Well,
but
if you're getting the tips on top of the 22
because of his customer service.
Yeah.
But
so
like around lunch and dinner, I know he's more. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Because he. Go ahead.
Do tips count towards your money for Prop 22 or not?
No, it doesn't.
No.
That's why we really have a high base pay here, because DoorDash knows that they're better off paying a higher base pay to get the order delivered than having to pay for Prop 22 later and having customers get cold food. So they just pay a higher base pay up front because they know either way they're going to have to pay it.
Hi, Marissa. Hey, Roy bought a.
Hey, Marissa.
Roy bought a big
Miss
old
Rodeo.
spider, and he named it Miss Rodeo.
That's funny.
Wouldn't California
Say what? Miss Rodeo.
I'm just trying to figure out if California would benefit better if they showed the full payouts like they are in New York.
It's funny you bring that up because Hannibal posted that screenshot, and I told him I'd take that over Prop 22 any day.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
The full transparency that they're doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
The breakdown, the base pay and the tip.
But what that DoorDash is going to do in response, I know some places in Cali, for example, you have to have a 90% CR. Now 80, 90 on DoorDash.
No,
I mean, look what Grubhub already did. They basically, there's some markets, not yours. I see screenshots of it.
I don't know any market that you need 90% acceptance rate.
Where's Marissa?
I can't remember the name, but I know I saw
there.
Love that spider.
It literally said
she can go see
drivers below 90% maybe deactivated or whatever.
She can look up the video. It should be posted now.
Yeah, there's a video on Roy's channel where you can go see it.
Hey, Bud Soda, I've had 1% or below 5% several months, and I haven't gotten deactivated. They can't deactivate you for acceptance.
No. Completion.
Oh, it's the same as everywhere. It's 80%. It's 80%, just like everywhere else.
Supposedly, some markets are 90.
Nope.
I know Grubhub's a lot more picky.
That's if you want to become premier driver.
No, like it's completion rate, not accepted.
Oh, you mean the whole account violations thing? It's the same as everywhere else.
Yeah, the completion rate's 70%.
No, he's talking about Grubhub.
Oh.
Completion has to be 80 on DoorDash. Grubhub.
They don't disclose it.
From what I can tell, yeah, as far as what I can tell is they don't want you ditching an order a day. Like if you do it 2 days in a row, they can pause you, and they might even deactivate you because I've seen several accounts of that. But I've had a driver here I talked to. He said he's deactivated off Grubhub because he'd do it at least 1 or 2 a day. And the second week he did, as soon as he figured out what he was doing. So it's like a second month of having Grubhub. And he just dropped these orders where it was super long wait times, like it's 15, 20 minutes. If it was 30, 40, he'd keep it and come back. But just the way my market works as far as Fort Drummond. But he said he got deactivated off Grubhub because
I think he's doing more than 1 or 2
orders.
a day.
And this is before the
He's doing a lot more than 1 or 2
before
days.
the violations.
I do a lot, and I don't have any violations, as you can see there. So I think it's more than 1 or 2 a day.
I play it super, super conservative, and I don't drop it willy-nilly. And I basically say I've got 1 or 2 mulligans a week, and it's got to be spread out.
I do 1 or 2 per day, and I don't have any violations, so he must be doing a lot more.
Look, even the lizard's like, work? You talking about work?
I know. Like he's tweaking his body out.
Then talk about something else, or bring something else up.
Oh, hell no, man. I would attempt the whole Miss Rodeo here, but it's kind of grumpy right now, so I'm gonna pass on that.
You haven't held her yet?
No, she's kind of grumpy right now. Gotta let her settle down.
Okay.
She already pulled the fangs out once when I went to do it the first time. So I don't want the first time getting bit in front of y'all on like YouTube and shit.
Hey, Nico, you can drop Grubhub orders without calling support. The way you do it is that you go into the order screen, you hit there's a problem.
Say you're waiting.
Yeah, either the waiting route, or you could say I can't deliver this order, and then you could say distance too far. If you don't want to use that reason, you can say there's a problem, order's not ready. You pick, order still being prepared. You pick an hour long or whatever you want to do, and then after that, you it asks you, do you want to keep it in order or you don't? So you say I don't want to keep this, and then hit reject. So you don't have to call support.
Yeah, you don't want to see Miss Rodeo go flying across the room.
I heard that
say accepted rate, but I know it's keeping track of that completion rate too.
But throwing flying squirrels at the cops only in Vegas.
Like
this
now
would
that I
be
work in the city,
this would be a flying spider.
Now that I'm working in the city, if I'm not going clear the other side of the city, I'm going to keep those orders. I'll be back. I'll be back. Grubhub hates it when you do that. They send you threatening emails all the time if you have to wait on the orders a long time. But like the way I stack orders on the other end of my region is I just sit there and stack them. And Grubhub would usually end up like they'd send you another offer after you already set the first one. So the first one's basically going to be late no matter what. And then they send you a threatening email saying, hey, you're taking too long. Here's the steps you should take to not take so long. But I'd always prioritize my Grubhub orders. I always drop them first, no matter what.
Build trust
I got
with the
paused over that
restaurants.
crap.
That's the reason they use.
Yeah. Well, I have built better trust with the restaurants, and I've gotten them faster.
What the hell is
on that
Omar
side.
wearing in a fucking picture?
I like that. That's sombrero.
Orale. No, he thinks he's Mexican.
Actually, I was thinking Colombian, but I don't know why.
Oh, so he's part of the drug cartel now? I got it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on Uber Eats, but like everyone thinks that there's no such thing as completion rate. It doesn't matter when you drop it off, and I argue otherwise. They
have it. You just don't see it.
Yeah, they have violations like DoorDash does actually. And
No, they don't.
I think living, breathing proof of that is freaking Blake Moore. Use him as an example.
No, that he got it because he was
He was dirty.
he was driving around with orders and keeping them in there too long.
Yeah, dirty.
For canceling orders, you can cancel 100% of your orders and they won't kick you off.
I don't know about that, but they don't want you driving around taking too long for sure.
I'll use my Uber Eats account, only account, and do it and show you.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna unassign an order on Uber Eats, the only reason you should select excessive wait time, because that's the one thing that they don't want drivers waiting at a restaurant for more than 10-15 minutes.
But you better be at that restaurant waiting.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if you're not, one here and there, it's okay. But that's the one reason that everyone should be using.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why they're onboarding people in California when it's basically an employee model.
Well, the thing is that if drivers aren't on orders, if they're on active time, they don't have to pay anything, so they got nothing to lose. No orders, no Prop 22 pay.
That's what do you guys think of Alto? I saw an interview with Harry the other day.
Yeah, I've talked to Alto too. I think they're great if you want to be an employee.
That's what I was saying. That's what it sounds like.
The cars are dope too. The SUVs.
It's a W-2 job. You're an employee.
And they own these relatively nice vehicles. They pay the drivers by the hour.
I think they're Buicks, right? It's a Buick fleet.
I think.
And it's but it has they put a thing in the during the pandemic where you push a button between riders and it sanitizes and it makes it smell nice. And these cars are decked out, dude.
They're nice.
Yeah.
I think it's great, but I don't think they can compete with the price model. I think
I think if you're looking for a if the whole state ends up losing to unions and Uber's going to be a W-2, I would go to Alto. I'd rather be on the Alto platform right away because they pay well. And I'm sure you get tipped really well.
Yeah.
I would guess you get tipped really well because their whole fleet looks all the same. So it kind of has that like upgraded cab feel to it. Like it's like, all these cars look the same. I feel safe in this. The drivers can't wear you can't wear sandals and underwear only.
Yeah.
You got to wear like a shirt, and you wear like an Alto shirt and it's a more professional level. That's
what I was gonna say is that Marissa Explains It All. That's her YouTube channel name. She's also in LA. She did a really good in-depth explanation of what Alto is, how it works. The one thing I didn't like is that they track your driving down to how you press the brake pedal, and I thought that was super micromanagement. It's like the number of times you press the brake pedal and how hard you press it. It's like, let's say if someone cuts in front of you and you have to press the brake pedal, they count all that stuff. So if you don't like your driving, they can fire you at any moment.
Yeah. So basically,
check out her video. Marissa Explains It All.
Display Ride does that for you too. If you just get their dash cam, you don't have to buy it. It's just $20 a month. They send you the dash cam. You can call for your footage at any time, and they give you it in real time. I need this clip from the last passenger. All kinds of features, but they also have a tracking device that only for you though. It just comes back to you because it's not by the platforms. It tells you how you're driving. I think that's cool. I don't like a company having it, but I think that
Uber used to do that.
Right. I wouldn't want Uber doing it, but something like Display Ride where it's my dash cam doing it and they're not reporting it to the companies just so I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's feedback you can't. I mean, you can just look at it's not hurting you. So
Xander's got a good point. Though I wish I was at Coachella. That must be
Man,
that place is crazy right now.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with those tracking things, like I know Progressive said Snapshot, Allstate, and State Farm have some equivalent. Is that's what they're the most picky about. Is if you're hard on the brakes ever, it will instantly knock your driver credibility down, or your
exactly.
That's why I said
that's how to raise your premium.
That's why I said I like it being through a private company like Display Ride's dash cam that doesn't report to your
Hey,
insurance.
Bud Soda, can you mute your mic?
They don't report to the platforms. They don't report to, it's only to you. It's here's how you're doing as we see it.
So in California, if you're doing food delivery, your only option is State Farm, because they cover food delivery as a part of your policy as long as you use your car 50% of the time for food delivery.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But the other ones don't cover it. I know Allstate has this add-on where it's I think it's for rideshare. You know, phase 1, phase 2, but for food delivery. Right.
Yeah.
You'd be screwed if you have that, because DoorDash, they only have a $1 million liability policy. Grubhub doesn't have any insurance, and an Uber, they have a policy, but God knows.
Grubhub and Instacart are the two that don't do anything for you. Nothing.
Yeah, they don't have to, and they don't do it. That's unfortunate.
So, yeah, if your car gets stolen, you pay the full amount, and you better lie. You better turn the app off, walk away, and say your car was stolen on personal time.
I'm surprised that that's still legal. Like that's California hasn't cracked down on that.
On what?
I heard people. Well, they'll go walk to a restaurant or bar that's a couple blocks away and saying, "Oh, I parked my car in this other block and I went to go get something out of it, and it was all of a sudden gone." You know.
Steve was saying that. He was saying something about like people parking far a couple blocks away, saying got stolen or something.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, otherwise you're even going to get docked more.
You're screwed.
Or they might not even insure you. It might not even be a deductible. They might say, "Oh, you were working Instacart, you stupid person." Like, bye.
They're going to give you these.
Yeah. So if your deductible is $1,000 and it was stolen on your personal time, yeah, you pay $1,000. There you go. You're good. But if you call them and say, "I was working Instacart and while I was making the delivery, somebody stole my car," they're going to be like, "Sweet, thank you for telling us you were working Instacart. We no longer are covering you, and yeah, you don't have a deductible because you're not getting any money from us."
To be clear, Steve is not endorsing insurance fraud, by the way.
This is not insurance advice.
The problem is they're making everyone do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how many people know that, though. Most people are probably so in the moment, they're like, "Crap, my car was," and they just call right away.
The sad thing is with all these people being added to these apps, most of them don't know that their regular insurance policy doesn't cover food delivery, so they don't know any better. And they tell the insurance that that they told their insurance company that they're doing food delivery. And I see it on Reddit all the time.
Yeah,
it's sad.
I know my insurance, like, they noticed I'm active on DoorDash, and they sent me a harassing letter over it when I had full coverage, saying, "Well, we're going to increase your rate." They increased my rates because they know I was doing it. So I know at least Progressive tracks if you're active or not, at least through DoorDash. I don't think they track Instacart.
Yeah, I think.
But DoorDash must be big enough where they care.
I think we're at a point where insurance companies, if they haven't already, they're going to start investing money to these databases of who's on the apps and who's not, because they save so much money if they figure out who's working these apps and who's not. You know, because they know that drivers aren't going to tell the truth.
You guys remember Metro Mile? It's one of the first insurance companies back in the day to offer rideshare insurance, and they plug this thing in your OBD2 port in your car, and it tracks, like, it communicates with your phone, and it knows when you were logged into Uber, and they just charge you a different rate when you go online or something. It was
sounds like some totalitarian George Orwell 1984 type stuff.
You're in good hands with Big Brother.
So Gary, on this, so if you're doing rideshare and you get carjacked, your car's stolen or your car's covered. If you're doing Uber Eats and you leave the car running and you take the food up to the door and somebody jumps in and drives off with it, your car's not covered.
You're screwed, yeah.
I mean, that's all I was really getting at. But yeah, I mean, you are covered if Uber does cover you, because you're in period 4 at that point if you have a passenger, and so or 3 and 4. If you're in 3 or 4 and you were to get carjacked or something happened, yeah, they would cover you. They work with your insurance, but at least you're not going to get screwed, I guess, is the point. It's more of that than does Uber cover you.
Who's on Lyft? Is that Roy?
No, that's me.
Oh,
okay. Here you go. Here you go, guys.
Oh my gosh!
Oh shit, Mr. Rodeo.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Mr. Rodeo's twerking.
There's Miss Rodeo. Woo!
There she is. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you got like really, you felt safe about it, and you just grabbed her and said, "Okay, I'm gonna just."
I can't do it. Yeah.
There she is. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, there she is.
Look
Yeah,
at
There
she's
she is.
look at she's
Yeah.
wow, she's bigger than I thought she was.
Oh yeah, she's decent
on
size.
that one app, Veho or Veho or whatever it's called, you have to buy insurance on their app for when you're doing deliveries.
Oh,
It's
you have
like
to buy
90
insurance.
cents something.
Yeah.
It's like
That seems
90
pretty
cents per hour or something like that. I don't remember. But when
90
you sign
cents
up
per
for it,
hour.
it tells you how much it is.
I remember before I did these gig apps, my last W-2 job was in like 2013. I was working at a garage door company in the warehouse, and we had it was minimum wage, but we had a company truck that we used to take. We had a storage facility a couple blocks away, and we would need a truck to take garage doors back between warehouses. I wasn't allowed to drive that truck. It was only certain people that were qualified because they were on the company insurance for that truck.
Right.
Even though it was only just a couple blocks. Corporate business insurance is they don't joke around with that stuff. It's like,
No, they don't.
and there's so many gig workers that are fucking idiots about it.
Hey Pia, I'm gonna let Roy answer this one because I know what I do, but I know what you're.
You better use that shit.
It's like, carry pepper spray.
Roy, what's your answer on this?
Yeah. Question: Can we carry? Pereira had an issue today that was weird. Yes, you can carry pepper spray.
I'd like to know what the issue was.
Yeah, what was the issue?
So we can have some context.
Yes, you can have it.
I mean, I carry pepper spray. I carry a knife. So
I carry a gun. So but this way, if you want to carry it, that you're more than welcome to, but just make sure you use it in the appropriate moment. And if you have to use it at that moment, trust me, the job ain't worth it if you have to whip that out.
We should bring cargo back, and cargo should offer Snickers, candy, gum,
ammo,
yeah, pepper spray.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you this, Pia. Don't have it on your side like fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, don't show it. Yeah.
And
when you'll get complaints about it.
And this gets a little. See, this gets a little. It's not allowed technically.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you can have pepper spray in your car and just say, "Oh, I keep it in here." But I mean, if you end up using it, you're very likely getting
don't even tell them. Don't spray in your pocket.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you ain't got it on your side like fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter or some shit, you're fine. Just have it in your door.
Rideshare Trickster is super dedicated, driver for forever on these platforms. He was devoted to these platforms. He got deactivated last year for just holding a pepper spray. A crazy ass passenger too. She was like,
"Yeah, I'll fight you on that, Joe. That was his fault. That was his fault. He had no reason to whip that out on that lady. First of all, she was already getting out of the car. He kept antagonizing the situation by telling her, "Get out of my car, get out of my car." Once she opened the door and started to leave, he should have been quiet at that point. And so he was antagonizing that too. And if you don't want to get in trouble, you don't whip it out on a video and then post it on video. You can pull that shit off to the side, or that's the problem. He whipped it out, in my opinion, in an unnecessary fashion, and he posted it on video. You don't want to do that. You don't want to post breaking the rules on video. I don't want to post video. Hey, check out my lift ride, and I got my gat in my hand and shit. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do
that. What's up,
bitches? Well, video came out after.
Marissa, you are supposed to carry it for your protection. Just if you pepper spray somebody or stab somebody or shoot somebody, you're done on the platform.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're in the right, just know that you're just
and if it's gotten to the point where you got to pop a cap in somebody, fuck the job anyways. Your life is more important than your word.
That's what I call an exit interview. That's my retirement. Here's the thing.
Your resignation letter.
Again, not endorsing this. Just saying hypothetical. If you ever want to retire from DoorDash, you wait for one of those deliveries at a really nice house. And they just slip down the stairs. It's like, oh God!
Or you can shoot around in the air.
Yeah,
let's just put it this way. This would be the video I could see coming out now. If you're on DoorDash and you shoot them, just move to Uber Eats. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Go to the next one. You'll be fine.
Right. You still got Grubhub before they go out of business.
Top 22 in my ass, man.
But Joe, on that
Top
slipping
22
thing,
with a 22.
on that slipping thing, that's on people's homeowners insurance.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's game
I mean,
on.
Yeah, if you take a multi-million-dollar house and you're just like and just go on your back.
Yeah.
There was a delivery that I did a few months ago where I actually fell on the guy's stairs because he didn't have his light on, and like the stairs were like this high. I didn't see it, so I stumbled and actually hit my head on the door, and the guy was like, he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then he basically wanted to make sure that I didn't sue him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so just rest assured that if you shoot somebody on DoorDash, you can just go to Uber Eats.
Multi-app. Always have back.
So that's a reason to sign up for multiple apps too. They don't say that, but you have to shoot somebody on one app. At least you got the other app you can go to.
I missed that part in the orientation video. Oh.
But see,
Right.
okay, that's a weird thing too. Like here in Colorado, we have pretty easy gun laws. Like you can have concealed, you can
also
have
have easy
unconcealed.
marijuana laws.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can have unconcealed. You can have it showing. You can do whatever you want. So passengers are often carrying guns.
That's good. Yeah. Can these
Yeah,
apps?
I picked up people here in Vegas that had their straps on.
Yeah. They're not going to
I have no
like go, oh, hold on, let me go put my gun in my house and I'll come back. Yeah, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
They're going to get in with it.
Hold on,
I never had
go
any.
reload. I'll be back.
Because we're
Right,
an
but
open carry state. So,
But they say we can't carry guns, but a lot of passengers are getting in with guns.
well, what they tell you and what you do is two different things. Like,
Exactly.
like I said, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of it being concealed. Like, if they don't know about it, like I think I did over. Let's see, I did over 9,000 rides before the first customer ever saw my gun in the car.
Wow.
So
That'll be an interesting take if it does move to an employee model in California on how they'll deal with passengers and guns.
yeah, and I just had mine. It was in a holster. It was in a holster in my my door panel, just sitting there in the holster of my door panel. And they were the only one customer saw that in the 9,000 rides. And we had an awesome discussion about why Americans, because they were Canadian, so you know how Canada is. So they were Canadian. We had an awesome discussion for the 20 minutes from where they live to the airport, why it's important for you to own a firearm or what a firearm's there for. And they didn't even report me. So it was all good. So they didn't report me, even though they knew it was there. So, I look at it this way: it's preventive maintenance. Yeah. It's no different than doing oil changes on your car. You're not going to wait till your engine blows up and then do something about it.
Yep.
You don't want to be the R word or mugged or beat up before you decide to do something about it. If you have it on you, it's preventive maintenance like anything else in your life. So if you can carry it. Just don't make sure it's like I said. Don't have your shotgun like the Popos right in your center console.
Yeah, exactly, and just don't pull it out.
Yeah.
And also,
unless it's absolutely necessary.
Another thing with pepper spray too that I find crazy is that I know a lot.
Hey guys,
of people,
I'll be right back.
I know a lot. Cool. I know a lot of people who have pepper spray who have never sprayed it. That's crazy to me.
Oh yeah.
If you go get pepper spray, you damn well better go out somewhere and like see how it works, because some go a certain distance. Some say they go 10 feet, but they go 4. Some say they go 25 and they go 30. Some come out really hard. I mean, you better go and try it first and understand how it works, how the cap flips, how you spray it, how you should point it.
I would say even go a step further. Get sprayed with it, because you're going to end up getting it. If you have to spray that shit in a confined quarters, trust me, you're getting it. So you might as well spray yourself a little bit and like at least know what it's going to feel like when you have to whip it out and spray it.
Roy, we should do that on a live stream. We should beach test out.
Watch Roy
have a little bottle of water.
Watch Roy scream like a bitch.
The challenge would have to be that you put like a dummy in the back seat or two.
Yeah.
And then somehow you have to show that you can mace them, but that you can get out of the car before you get it.
It's turning into an ADT commercial. Hey, you going to the airport?
What about tasers? Tasers? Yeah, tasers would work also. Depends on the type of taser. It depends on the type of taser. Depends on the type of taser.
I have a taser. I have a taser too. But the only problem with tasers,
you have to be in close quarters to use them.
Yeah, I mean, look at so. I gotta be that close.
Yeah,
he's got it. Nice.
I gotta be able to. So yeah. You know, I mean,
I was always thinking what'd be a cool invention for rideshare drivers is to have like in the seats, like have the things in the seats. So if you have an emergency, you could hit a button on your dash and shock the shit from underneath. That way, if you have to. I was always thinking that'd be a cool invention to have. Like just when the proms
an
come out,
Inspector Gadget car.
Zaps them right in the ass, dude. That's what I was.
Did you know there? You know that it would go off sometimes when you didn't push it, though. There'd be like a misfire, and you'd have some nice people that just be like,
or you're just having a bad day, and and that one customer is like, "Can we stop at McDonald's?" Zap the shit out of them just into the elevator.
Roy should make a taser that's like looks like a deodorant stick. Oh, let me put this on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you're probably better with a cattle prod.
Would you like a
because then you can just grab that thing from your leg and be like, hey, I'm just gonna jab it in the back.
It'd be like, would you like this bottle of water? Zap the shit out of it.
I mean, I mean, I carry when I do stuff, I carry all that stuff. You know,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with carrying it because, like I said, if it comes to the point you got to use it, fuck the job at that point.
That's right.
I mean, no job is worth your life. I don't care.
Dustin's been preaching that.
And in the moment, you're not going to be like, wait a minute, Uber's going to probably can me if I do. You're going to still go forward with tasing, spraying, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, because that's the last thing somebody's looking to shank me, and I'm like, should I shoot them first, or how's Luke going to think about this? Like, what the fuck? Like, who cares? Like, hell to the no.
Yeah, you're like, time out. Let me call support.
Exactly.
This guy's going to stab me, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, right.
What I'm supposed to do.
I need to know what I should do. He's got a knife to my back. What should I do? Should I shoot him, or should I let him stab me first? What do you want me to do, Lift?
We gotta do a reenactment of that. What would it sound like? It's like
that would be fun. That would be funny. Have do a fucking parody of somebody in the back, and then you're calling support. Support. What do I do? And then have some hold on, sir. Let me get a supervisor. Put you on hold while you're
I feel like after all the years that he's done the channel, and I love Dustin, but I feel like Dustin should be our test subject.
That's my thing. I say, like you say, if you're carrying pepper spray, I would say, like you say, go out, spray it, see how the pattern it does. And like I said, don't be afraid to walk into it because you're gonna end up. And like you said, I can imagine the driver picking up their pepper spray, go and shooting themselves dead ass in the face with it because they're just reaching for it. They don't know where it's pointed. And they're just gonna go to spray, and it's gonna God.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm telling you, I know people who they I'm carrying pepper spray now. I'm like, okay, and they'll show me, and I'm like, so what do you do with it? And they're like, well, I've already looked. You put your finger in here and you push. I'm like, have you done it? And they're like, no. I'm like, then okay, does it work? Maybe that brand sucks. Maybe it's not even in there.
Yeah.
Maybe you better try it. And because the other thing is wind too, man. Like I've sprayed it outside and that stuff picks in the littlest bit of wind, it picks up and it moves.
Yeah,
quick.
Exactly. I had
we had for people getting firearms too. Just because you got a firearm and you never shot it before, then it's not doing you much good.
We had a chick do it one time at an accident. She reached in her purse and did it hit her pepper spray on accident. It cleared the strip club, bro. It was bad. It was like everybody was fucking gagging. So that shit will tear you up if you're not used to it. So definitely be prepared. Like Tony's saying, you know how many people carry guns? I'll just carry my gun. If somebody's sitting behind you with a gun to your head, it doesn't matter how fast you get into your gun. They're going to pop one in your dome. You can't.
That's why you got to think through all the scenarios. I mean, because for me, Roy, you and I have talked about this. I mean, like for me, I'm already prepared. And people have said, are you though? Yeah, I really am. I will do 70 miles an hour and I will ram that car into something.
Exactly. That's your best bet, man. If you got a tree nearby you and they got a gun to you, fucking ram that fucking tree.
Yeah. If I'm doing 50 miles an hour and somebody pulls a gun behind me, I'm adding 30 miles an hour and I'm hitting something.
Yeah, it's going to be either that or a mad brake check. You're going to have to do something to get that gun off your back. So
yeah,
You know, and get people's attention. I don't, you know, the person can fix their car. You know, you ain't gonna fix your life. So if you have to crash into somebody, fuck it, crash into them. Get people's attention.
Yeah,
That's
because honestly, if somebody pulls the gun, I mean, I don't know the stats, but I mean, probably close to 99% of the time they're going to use it, or at least they're going to take you somewhere and do something to you, whatever. There's a plan in mind where you're not just going to walk away clean.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's your best bet is just hit the gas and smash into something. Just it'll throw them off guard and it'll get people's attention and hopefully it throws them through the window.
I mean, if I mean the best thing is if you're doing it and it happens and if by some ungod luck you see a cop, run into the cop.
Yeah,
and just run right into him, dude.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh,
and full Starsky and Hutch in my Uber.
For you, and for you tarantula enthusiasts, when you saw me pick that up and play with it, make sure you clean your hands afterwards because those hairs you do not want to rub in your eye because they do have a tendency to kick hairs off. And if you put that shit in your eye, trust me, you're going to the hospital. So you're gonna have to get that shit because those hairs will make you itch if they get in your skin and shit. That's what they're there for. They flick them on you.
They do bite.
Oh, it will bite. Yeah, it was earlier. I went to pick it up earlier when I first brought her home, and her fangs came out. She was ready. So, but she's been sitting here calm for a while. She hasn't been running around the little cage, so that's why I picked her up. She seemed okay.
You know, maybe that's a security thing too. You could have a big old snake around your neck doing rideshare.
Right. All I got to do is that. So zip my pants and throw it over my shoulder. I don't have a problem with that.
But you know what I mean? Like people be like, "Whoa, dude."
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've talked about this before, but I'm of the opinion that when somebody plans to like, okay, we're gonna jack this car, let's call an Uber, let's get this, let's do this right. They're not going to do it to like a me. They're going to do it to they'll say, well, that's just $5. Cancel the ride. Let's get another driver. Like they're going to look for the driver they think they can get. Easily.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They're not going to look for the driver that's aware or like, dude, why does this guy have a taser and pepper? Why is he eyeballing me? And
exactly.
So I don't know.
Do you have a snake? Oh, I don't. Well, no,
he does.
Yeah, but I can't whip that out on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure my channel would be closed.
Yes.
That's on Roy's OnlyFans account. So
you get a copyright strike because it has Goodyear written across it.
I don't even think I'd get a strike. I think they just rip it down.
You get a copyright account. Yeah, you get a copyright strike because it got Goodyear written across like a blimp. So you get a copyright strike for Goodyear, but no. But no, I've had plenty of snakes in my life. I don't have any now. This is my first pet since I've been homeless. So, and that's all thanks to Rodeo because he donated last night. So I'm like, been wanting to get one. So that's why it's called Miss Rodeo.
There you go.
Hopefully Marissa likes
Steve, that display ride, are you able to download off of the camera or is it all only online?
All you do is you just signal what you can signal a time span that you want or the previous ride, anything. Dude, they work in so many amazing ways and they send it to you in 30 seconds, the clip you want.
But does it save to the camera also?
But
no. It's all up in the to be honest, guys, like I like that because to be honest, there's a lot of people now just grabbing dash cams with the SD cards and running.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're not doing live cloud, what does a dash cam do if somebody steals it? Doesn't do anything.
Have to. It's not hard. You could put like a small mounted one in the back of your back window that they probably wouldn't even realize it's there.
Right, but the display ride one is going to the cloud in real time. So like if you have an issue, they can pull it down for you. Even if they grab the camera and go, well, you're not going to be able to identify. Yeah, I am. I'm going to pull the footage as soon as you leave.
But the camera really... because if I was using it for content, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you can ask them for content.
A camera's only going to find
because I didn't know.
And a lot of people say that.
Have a camera. A bunch of clips,
A lot of people say that, have a camera, I did my 12,500 rides. I never had a camera in my car. People say it all the time, get a camera. Well, a camera is only going to identify your murderer. It's not going to stop anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
throw the camera at him.
Well, if you
I'll
have
say
a
this,
sign that
my
says
first-
a sign that says it does deter people.
Yo, yeah, it will deter.
Even if you don't have it.
My camera's a little bit older than a lot of people's, but it actually it's got these clamps that mount onto your rear view, so it becomes the rear view.
Oh, nice.
It's like over top of it, and so like you clamp it on, and so now you don't see your other rear view, and it is a rear view, and it's a dash cam. It's got a camera underneath it that toggles both ways, so you can get front and back. So one thing I always liked about it, because the first year and a half I drove, I didn't have a dash cam, but then when somebody gets in, if they're being rowdy or whatever at night, I can push a button and it in my rear view shows them being recorded.
Oh, nice.
So I don't even have to be like, hey guys, or whatever. I can just touch it on, and all of a sudden one of them will be like, hey dude, look at it's recording.
Yeah, I never used one. I never used one when I did Rideshare. I never did. I never felt the need to have one. Like, but then again, like I said, I'm 290-pound man, fucking 6'3". A lot of people didn't feel the need to test that. Like, so I never had any issues. Like I said, whenever I say get out of my car, people got out of my car. There was no arguing, because once I put that car in park and said get out, you only got 2 chances. I only said it twice, and you guys know me. I don't call the popos. I don't like the popos, so you're gonna deal with me in that case. And most people, they got out. So, but like I said,
yeah. The other thing though about a dash cam is, like, I don't know about you guys, but here in Denver, there's a lot of hit and runs.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see at a stoplight, somebody nails somebody, and then they just go over the medium and take off. I would touch that on my dash cam. So therefore I'm able to help this situation.
Yeah, that happened to my mom Friday. She got fucking guy flipped a U-turn and smashed right into the side of her truck.
Right, and somebody with a dash cam might have caught that.
Yeah. Well, luckily for us, this intersection had cameras, so the cops can look at those cameras. So they've been doing that a lot here. Been putting a lot of intersection cameras to catch people, just for traffic, because you see it on the news all the time. Let's look at this intersection's traffic, or there's an accident at this intersection, so the news has cameras. Yeah, so they do shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm I've seen so many, and I feel like the times I've seen them, like, for whatever reason, I'm on my personal time and I don't have the camera plugged in, even though it's always up there. I forget to like just turn it on and get it rolling or whatever. But I've seen a couple times where I'm like, damn it, it wasn't running.
But even if you do just regular food delivery, a $15, like mine cost $15 at Walmart, and my camera for and so you should even have that doing deliveries, because it'd be a smart thing to have for deliveries. Because like you said, for accident purposes and shit like that. But yeah, mine cost $15. Let me see a video here.
And Gary, you put up here that and I know Gary has one of Abdul's display rides, because I had him on the podcast and talked to him.
And this is the video, at nighttime. So you get a nice clear shot. It was at nighttime with just the headlights on. Don't mind that hot ass chick in the picture, but that girl was so.
Is she working?
No. That night it was like 40 degrees outside, and her husband sent her out to go get the food from Domino's. She's like, no, it's my fucking husband. I'm like, yeah, that's typical. But that girl was so fine. Oh my god, I actually downloaded the video of her walking by and then walking by again. Oh my goodness.
So Gary, are prostitutes independent contractors? They
probably in Vegas are, because there's rules, but there's ways to do that too.
That's Prop 22.
Vegas, it's illegal. It's in the smaller areas, and I think like the Bunny Ranch, yes, they are.
That's like
as far as I know.
Prostitution is Clark County is not allowed prostitution. It's once you leave Clark County, you can bang the hose. So, but even then, if you go into Nye County, prostitution is still illegal. You have to have a business license. These chicks have to have business licenses to spread their legs in these buildings. So, yeah. So your coochie is your business. So, I don't know what
write-off, like no tax write-off.
That's what I was thinking. Tax write-off, like do tampons count as a tax
That's
write-off?
true. It's work business expense. Yeah.
Do my mouth dams? Do those count as a tax write-off? So when you suck some dude off, like.
But yeah, I was to that Gary question, I was I'm curious because I know that you don't have an app that can pull all your footage, but from my talking with Abdul, he said that you can ask for any footage and they'll send it to you immediately. So I'm not really sure if maybe that's even what you meant. I know that it's not. I know it's not an app, and I know you don't have live time access like the old Owl cameras did or something, where you can pull up all the footage and you can pull out what you want. But you can pull out any time spots. You can say, "Hey, I need the last 20 minutes," and they send it right over to your phone immediately.
Yeah.
So I know it's a good deal, man, too, because you don't have to buy the damn camera. You know, it's $20 a month, and all the cloud upload is free. You don't pay for the camera.
But at the end of the day, camera, gun, pepper spray, none of that shit really matters. If you ain't got the common sense to lock your fucking door, like 90% of these people don't have to lock their door, it doesn't matter what you're carrying. If you don't have those common sense rules, I've seen it out here. I've actually sat out here and watched fucking rideshare drivers pick up people, doors completely unlocked. The guy walks up, blink, opens the door. I'm like, he doesn't even check to see if it's the right customer. Like, you should at least roll down your window and say, "Hey, are you so and so?" No, I've seen him actually just walk up, open the door, jump in the car. I'm like,
yep.
So that right there and alone, you're disregarding safety because you don't even know if that's the right guy. It's just a guy walks up and gets in your car. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
Steve, as far as the display cam, how it works, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How it works is there is a button on the camera that you can push that will automatically send you the 5-minute clip for that period. But if, say, somebody rips it down and runs off with it, or you need to access something previously, then you have to either text them or email them the date and time that you want it, and then they'll send you it.
Oh, that's right, sweet.
But you can still get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no dashboard or anything. Like, you have to go through a few more steps than, say, a regular cloud one, because you can get a cloud one and it's the same cost as the display ride one. By the way, if you don't know, display ride's not free. It's not a free cam. You're actually
paying for the service.
You're paying $20 a month, which if you get a cloud camera as well, it's the same cost because you have to sign a 2-year agreement for display rides.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just going to say it though, because I've talked to Abdul. He did tell me that and it wasn't just for me or Gary, but he did say, like, if you decide you don't like it and you send it back in good shape, they'll let you off.
Yeah. Well, within a reasonable amount of time. Say if you keep it 3 months and something happens and you no longer like it, they're not going to take you out of the contract. Right. I asked that too. There is a 30-day window thing.
Have you talked to these people, and how do they deal with law enforcement? Are they real accepting of law enforcement as far as getting tapes should something have happened? Are they really good at that, or is it
display rides? You mean?
Yeah.
Well, they'll follow whatever the law requires. So gotcha. If a cop says, "Hey, I need this footage," well, they're probably gonna have some kind of subpoena or something.
Yeah, warrant or something.
Yeah. They're not gonna just be like, they're not just gonna give you anything.
Because how Uber and Lyft are, they'll fight it as much as possible.
Well, no. This display rides is it's a dash cam for you. It's not for the gig company. So
yeah,
I would assume that if you tell display rides, "Hey, I need you to give this to the police or email it to this person," I'm pretty sure they would without question.
Yeah, in fact, he said they do all. He said they take all of that headache away from you. That they basically. He said, like, imagine if you don't have cloud, first of all, if you have an SD cam and it didn't get stolen, you have to go home, get that SD footage off the camera onto your computer, email it to the police, go through the situation. Whereas with display cam, before the police get there, you can have the footage ready and available.
Nice. Well, that's good.
So yeah, that's what I ended up having to do when I got hit by somebody in a lift.
Like I said, it's a decent camera. If you do this full time, I always suggest a cloud camera. Whether you spend the $700 out of pocket to get one or you do display rides, I always recommend a cloud camera because if somebody does yank it down, you'll have the cloud backup for it, or if the good thing about it, which they don't do it right now with display rides. Whenever I talk to Abdul, they are going to work on it in the future to where people can actually view your dash cam. So, like your wife or girlfriend or whatever, whoever your safety person would be, I guess you could alert them, hey.
Oh, John wants to come back?
I don't know.
No, I think John wants to come back. I'm going to go ahead and leave because I got to go run an errand. I got to do an oil change on my.
Remove somebody now.
No, I'm gonna go because I gotta go pick up shit for an oil change.
I also don't have a max of 6. I have a max of 10.
Oh.
So John, you
okay,
can come
so
on.
I'll see you guys later. Hopefully y'all liked Miss Rodeo and
love Miss Rodeo.
Just to show you, when I talk the talk, I walk the walk. I picked her up. I showed her y'all that it's all good. All right, so I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Roy, we will say we are glad you didn't puss out on picking her up.
Oh hell no. Like I said, certain species you have to be careful of. These ones, they tend to be a little bit skittish, and I knew that because I just got her, and you can see the way she acts when you open a cage. She's darting back and forth. They just gotta let her get used to everything, and then
he did end up picking her up though.
I know. I seen. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad he didn't puss out on that.
Yeah, there's certain ones. Like I said, unless you do have to be prepared to get a 1/2-inch fang in your fucking finger if she does decide to bite. So that's 2 1/2-inch fucking right in your fucking finger. So it's like ice picking yourself. Fuck. But no, they're normally cool. They're more one of the better species to own as far as handling and shit. Like so they're not tendency to jump. Like there are some that will jump off you and shit too. So you just gotta be careful with that. But yeah, so I gotta go run get stuff for oil change because my engine light came on. So
all right, we'll see you later, Roy.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely be around. I'll be around.
All right.
Maybe I'll do it live tonight and everybody can see Miss Rodeo live.
Yeah.
Hey, label it that too, Miss Rodeo Live.
Yeah, Miss Rodeo Live, exactly.
Live stream of the feeding too. So that'd be
right. Well, no, I won't. No, I'll probably feed her in a couple days. Let her calm down and get used to everything. I gave her a water bowl, so now she has a water bowl. So she'll be good. So.
What's up, Pedro?
Right, cool.
Pedro.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Pedro. See you, Roy.
See you, Roy.
Pedro, we were just talking about you. We were thinking that you would kick ass in California market if there was someone.
Yeah, I gave him a compliment.
I think he would do really well. Come to California. Come on over.
California's full.
Is it though? I feel like you guys are all coming here.
Yeah.
Texas.
We've got a lot of these memes and signs, and they're really great ones constructed saying, "Welcome to Colorado. We hate you."
I want to try to do a multi-app off. I think I may have a few pissed off customers, so I think I'd do really, really well in his market.
I've actually been going to different parts of LA. I've been doing DoorDash and Uber Eats in different markets. It's crazy.
It's funny that all the California people go to Denver or Texas, and all the East Coast people go down to Florida.
We have a ton of East Coast people coming here to California for the weather.
I would never go to California for the weather.
The problem is the ones that move away from the city and keep voting the same way they did back home, and they can't figure it out. But let's not get too political. Sorry, I'm evil.
I mean, I think both parties have their pros and cons.
No, they're both corrupt as shit.
Yeah, they are. But I'm saying in terms of like what they push and what they believe in.
They push for money. Everybody pushes for their own money
and power.
Yeah, money and power.
I wouldn't mind moving to like Seattle. Seattle looks pretty good.
It rains all the time there.
Yeah.
Like every time I've been to Seattle, it's rained.
I think he's talking about because of the rideshare pay now.
The pay's good. Yeah. Omer's up there.
Joe, I could see you moving to Portland. I picture you as a Portland guy.
Oregon? Yeah.
Yes. No, Portland, Florida. No, I'm just kidding.
I will never pump my own gas.
Well, there is a Portland man.
Touch the gas up. We do that for you.
I just wanted to throw in there, if you have an electric vehicle, get a battery backup for your dash cam.
Maybe that's why Omer's always pissed off. The weather sucks there.
In Portland or in Oregon, can you charge your own electric car? They also have a guy like plugging it in.
That is the weirdest thing, man. Every time I've been through Oregon, that weirds
in Jersey
me out so much.
Yeah. Isn't that weird that you can't just pump your own gas?
Not only that, dude.
It's super weird.
If you open your door, they're like, no. Like you can't even get out.
Yeah.
Like,
You can get out of the gas.
you know, like
station.
me, I
Not at
pump
the
my
pump,
gas.
yeah.
I run into the gas station if I need something. I come back out. I'm done. The whole
Also, you have
thing.
to tip them,
Oh,
right? You
no,
can't
no,
just
no,
you
no,
can't just
no,
drive
no,
away
yeah.
without tipping. You have to tip them, right?
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
they
sure
got
that
the,
you're
maybe
supposed,
they got the
anytime
tablet like
anybody
that
does
waitress
something
was
for
doing.
you, you're supposed to tip them.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
might have
you
that
can't drive off
tablet
without
on
tipping
them.
them.
So, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, back off, man. I'm dealing with gasoline.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Like people were to take their job too seriously.
I know how to deal with.
I told you to stay in your fucking car.
Well, there's a gas station I frequent on the Reds. The people there used to be very apprehensive. Now they got new people in, and they're like wicked chill about it, about me pumping my own gas. It's all full service.
There you go. No tip, no trip 2.0, as Pedro says.
Yeah, even in California, John's saying that. So.
Yeah, apparently I'm in the minority.
But you know other drivers. Do they do the same way you do?
Not many, man. I think a lot of them just bank on Prop 22. It's sad. It's
Really?
sad that they're capping themselves at like $16, $17 an hour when they could make more than that.
And they just take everything that comes through.
I don't
Pretty
understand
much,
that.
yeah.
How are you not making 50 plus though if you're guaranteed?
Because you're not
16
trying.
to
That's
20?
why.
No. I'm saying if you're guaranteed 16 to 20
Yeah.
off of the platforms, because whenever I work, I don't know about you guys' market, but whenever I work the like lunch rush or dinner rush, I'm active probably 40 minutes out of that 60 minutes every single hour. And so if they have to pay me, say 75% of the hour plus what I'm making on the platforms as well. So say if I average, $30 an hour and they have to pay me 15, that would be $45 an hour I'm making.
Well, but even though it's little, remember to take out all the base pay money because that'll go into the hourly.
Well, I mean, okay, so drop it down to what, 25, 24 an hour plus the base.
You just showcased how bad they paid.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, it's like,
what, they're going to remove the $4?
Yeah, they're going to remove like $4-6. I mean, and so
yeah, they
get
pull
that.
the 4 out and they give you 20 back.
Yeah,
simple math.
So you're still making 40 plus an hour. Like I somewhere something's not adding up, either the way that it's actually being paid out or the way it's being explained as being paid out. I just don't see how, if you're guaranteed, $20 an hour, that you're not making 40 plus an hour when you work. I don't.
You want to know the
understand
real
that.
reason why? It's because most food delivery people only do one app, and that's usually DoorDash. Grubhub, up until like as of last year, or maybe 6 months ago, you've had to wait on a wait list. And Uber Eats, a lot of people don't like the app, so most people are just doing one app, which is DoorDash, and they do it part time. So they're like, hey, whatever I get, it's gravy. It's just extra money part time.
I don't know. Maybe I'm like Kim, because I would see the money come in, and I would have to do more and more and more.
I'm the same way, but the average delivery person isn't like that.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. If you tell me I can make 40 plus an hour or make $20 an hour, I'm gonna take the 40 every time.
I average $150 to $200 a night from 4 to 5 hours because I just stack orders.
Right.
You have
that's
to.
what I'm saying though. Even on top of that, like you said, you're averaging, what is it, like 25 an hour?
30, 40 sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Well, I mean, once you add on Prop 22, it should definitely be 30 to 40.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't really look at Prop 22 because honestly, I don't even know if they're counting it correctly. Because they know that the more active time you have, the more they have to pay. So I'd be willing to bet that they're miscounting the active time.
Oh, I can 100% tell you just from users that I have out there that my active time and their active time is always different.
Is it more or less?
Theirs is typically less.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to properly do that because I switch phones. So my shifts are probably way off because my active time versus what actually is. Because I switch back and forth from 2 phones.
Yeah, but your
So my
active time
shift
would just be
time
your
on your
active
app.
time. That's easy to.
Well, yeah. Well,
Okay,
he's not.
okay.
If you're talking about with my app, yeah, my app won't go between phones. You know, but yeah, I mean, you'll still have active time on your DoorDash or whatever. I don't know if Uber shows active time.
I would think that like
They do.
people.
They show online.
Here's my guess on why John makes what he does and doesn't rely on the Prop 22 stuff though, and probably same with Joe, is that they're still doing the way that I've always done it, the way that they've always done it. They're selectively picking the see you, Pedro. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, Pedro.
Always welcome. Come on by, join in the conversation.
See ya, Pedro.
But like we're looking for the good orders. We're not just grabbing everything.
Yep.
So John's still looking, Joe's still looking for the good orders. So they're not constantly active time. So when it really comes down and adds up, they're probably making more by doing the selective pickings and cherry picking a bit.
Well,
as opposed to just being active.
I understand not relying on it and not just being active. I'm
just saying, I think there's 2 different people. I think there's the people relying on it, and then there's the people who are like still hustling.
I
mean, there's third type people too.
But like even me, I decline 100 plus orders a night. 100 plus orders a night I decline. But I'm still active 40 minutes out of an hour.
Right.
You know, and I'm sure LA is busier than my market by far.
We also have more drivers though.
But you're still busier. So how many orders you decline a night?
I don't know. A lot.
See, this is why also it seems really unfair to me though too. Like being a rideshare driver with as many rides as many years as I've been doing it, and I know Joe's the same. I'm like he stands at a disadvantage with the 22. When it should have been to the it should have really been built for the drivers, if anything. I mean,
yeah.
And I mean, I don't think that the drivers can benefit. It seems like only the food delivery, because Joe does, if he does 2 rides in an hour, Uber or Lyft is going to have covered their minimum portion. Even if it's not the greatest paid, they're still going to have covered their 22.
So How though? I don't understand that either, because rideshare is paid by the mile.
Right. So, if Joe does 2 rides, he's going to make more than $20.
If I don't
without tip.
If I without with Prop 22, if you don't make more than 20% above minimum wage in the area that you did the pickups in, they compensate you the difference.
Yep.
And so but that has to be, they count the active time is not, I don't think they count logged in waiting for a trip. It's like you have to be
on a ride.
On a ride.
Yeah.
That includes like like driving to pick up the passenger though. That's
right from the time you accept to the time you drop off.
Right. Yep. And so if that totals an hour total, but you need to work more than an hour to get an hour of active time. Unless you're always busy.
Okay.
Here's
Joe,
my question,
hold on. Joe explained something here that I don't think we've actually covered, because we're basing it off of base pay, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Joe said you have to make, what was it, 20% above minimum wage, or 100%?
Right, 20%.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not your actual base pay. It's what you make per hour.
That's right.
Minus tips.
Well, minus tips, but I'm saying they're just the regular payouts plus 20%. So if you don't make that, then it kicks in.
So if and in San Francisco, it's like Prop 22 guarantees like $19.22 an hour, which is 20% above minimum wage, and it's if I don't make $19.22 an hour in an hour of active time, that's where the Prop 22 kicks in. But I didn't realize it was like every 2 weeks though.
But what is your per mile amount that you get paid out there?
In San Francisco, it's like 68 cents a mile.
Okay, but in a different realm though, in an active hour, in any given active hour, or most of them in a week, you make more than $20.
Yeah,
on your active time.
Yeah.
So do like quest bonuses and stuff go into that too, or is that extra tips?
That's a good question. Yeah, the incentive stuff.
That one I'm not sure about.
Yeah, that takes a couple days for it to like. Yeah, maybe. Yep. That's
I would like to think it's part of base pay.
yeah.
So you roughly have to drive 29 miles an hour in order to
That's
hit your Prop 22.
if it's just
If he does
on
anything over
the-
29 miles
in an
in
active
hour,
hour.
in an active, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Active
Or just-
time. Of course, this is all active time. If he picks up passengers, drops them off, and does more than 29 miles in an hour, he will not get any Prop 22.
if it's just on the.
But the drivers are every driver's getting it though. For the
Mhm.
delivery, I mean, for
Right.
delivery people, they're all getting it. For Joe and the
Usually
rideshare, you're
between,
not
like,
getting it.
Between like the distance pay and a time pay, typically I can. So that's your like total paid income from a ride. And then divide that by the number of miles that you drove. I'm usually making about $1, between like 90 cents and $1 a mile without tips. And that's combining like the time and distance pay. So at that rate, like if it's $1 a mile, then 19 miles. If the trip is, it's tough. You know what it is? It's a safety net, and like you said,
really is.
you can't rely on it. It's like,
but it's a safety net for the delivery drivers. I mean, to me as a rideshare driver, I don't feel like you really benefit from it.
Yeah, that's
well, that's what I was getting at, Steve. Is because remember when we talked about this on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
you were saying Joe's not getting it, but everybody what else is. That's the difference. Is
actually, I think what I said was I had made a comment on one of Joe's videos, and I think he was like, I don't even know if I get any of that money or where it is.
Right. But we had a question of why he wouldn't be getting it. But, Reese said everybody should get it automatically. But that's not true because it's not built for rideshare.
It was built for, it was built
definitely
backwards.
built for food delivery. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I even think that they've got it worked out to the point, because that sounds about the magic number, $20.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully he gets an airport run or something. He makes more than that in an active hour. But if he doesn't, then he's still going to make 20. So they're not going to have Uber and Lyft aren't kicking out anything. Uber Eats is, but Uber and Lyft aren't.
Yeah, all it was is like, it was just a bait and carry, or it's like a compromise to get people to vote against. It was the main goal was to overturn AB5.
AB5 for the gig economy.
And it worked that's what, like, this was, if all they said was like, we're going to have a proposition that overturns AB5 and does nothing for the drivers, I guess they would worry that like it wouldn't have been enough to pass the vote. So they say, like, oh well, by the way, we can throw in this like this guaranteed minimum wage thing, or like, but then the detail make it really confusing. and
oddly, you guys, this is a really weird fact that they don't like you to know. But Lorena Gonzalez, who was the assemblywoman in San Diego, who spearheaded this thing, she's slept her way up a level now.
Yeah,
she's sleeping her way to the top.
That's what I'm doing with Rideshare.
Did she have sleep-alongs?
Unfortunately, I'm an independent contractor. I just sleep with myself. So,
well, see, here's the thing. It's not very confusing to me now that we actually have a rideshare driver and a delivery driver on the platform. We're all thinking about it as these companies are losing a lot of money. They're losing nothing.
The delivery company.
No, they are not, because as we know, they put a extra charge on the customer to pay for that. So the delivery company still is not out any money.
But okay,
the gig company.
But Gary, if it's $1.50 or $2 for the charge to the customer, then if it's a $2 base pay and $1.50 add-on, that's $3.50. You're still not going to make that minimum wage.
Yeah, but how often do you think one driver is taking one customer's order for a whole hour?
Well, even two though, $2, let's say, plus $1.50. That's what.
Well, our base pay here for food delivery on DoorDash is $3, and add-ons $2.
Right. I'm talking about, he's now saying what the customer pays towards 22.
Yeah,
you also have to think about it's a pool of money. It's a pool of money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes I'll pick up an order and I'll deliver it in 7 minutes.
Right, but okay, so let's use the 3 though. 3 base pay, and then let's use the high end, that because I know it varies from what I've been told, but let's say it's the 2. So you're getting the customer pays 2, that offsets to the company. That's 3 for the base pay. So that's 5. You're not going to get in more than 2 orders in an hour. In most cases, that's $10. So in every hour, they're losing to the delivery drivers.
No, I would have to argue against that, because I mean, as somebody who does a lot of food delivery in a lot of different markets, I don't think my average time for delivery is 12 minutes.
Right, John. How many do you take an hour, if they're not stacked? No, I'm not talking about stacked or any of that. I'm just, if you had single order deliveries, how many are you getting?
It's usually about 2. I don't think I can ever do 3.
Yeah. I usually do about 2, 20 minutes an order, and then maybe if the third order comes in right after it, then
see, that means they're losing on every worker every hour in the delivery space, but not in the rideshare, which is what it was supposed to help.
Do you have scooter deliveries out there, John?
I don't think so, no, because on DoorDash all I see is car or walking.
Car or walking?
Yeah,
walking.
I'm not sure about Uber Eats though. I haven't looked into it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that they're banking money off of it. I just don't think that they're losing as big as we think, because when you take everything as a whole, I just don't think that they're losing that big.
Gary, you made a great point. Like they just charge they just pass this cost off to the customer. I mean, it's like,
but
like
also
the gas surcharge. Uber. Like the gas surcharge was not a raise to the drivers. It was just like, it's not like these companies are it's not coming out of Uber's pocket. The 55 cents per ride is coming. That's just
from the customer.
Off to the customer.
Yeah.
These companies.
But the other part of that too is it ranges. It's $2 the high. I don't know that it's always that. I think in different, like, where John is, it's $16 an hour minimum wage. Where Joe is, it's almost 20. So I mean, I think they changed that amount too from $1.25 to $2. But also, is the state taking nothing of this? Because I'd find that hard to believe, even though it would seem they shouldn't. I find that hard to believe.
Well, they're taking more taxes.
Yeah.
And I just have a feeling there might be a fee in there too that they're taking on each one.
I think it's the tax. The tax seems like the.
I mean, just the way this has all gone down, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that they could actually take like a percentage fee or anything like that from a state perspective or a government perspective.
Yeah.
I would say higher taxes for sure.
Yeah.
And which is kind of crazy because customers already pay taxes on the money that they use to spend on this. And then now the company pays taxes, the drivers pay taxes. So it's like, I don't know, taxes. We all know taxes are a ripoff.
Gary, is there nowhere that you can think of, even some kind of, just random searching kind of thing, even to get an idea of how much these companies paid out in Prop 22 last year? I mean, I know it doesn't have to be public knowledge, but I'm just thinking there might be something out there that says this, okay, Grubhub paid this much, and because that seems like
anything.
Yeah, that would be the real tell. It would be, okay, well, how much did you pay out in 22?
Well, now say, I wonder, okay, it might not be there, but all these companies, they have to report quarterly taxes to investors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder if it would be on that.
I'm just thinking because it's a state thing that there's a little more accountability, let's say, on the
I don't know.
on the part of these companies.
I'm about to check because I don't check my investments very often, but I do own a lot of stock in Uber, so let me see.
It seems like something that like these companies would brag about if it was like, hey, look how much we're paying the driver. We paid $13 million in Prop 22 to the drivers because we care. Like, no, because you had to, and it was,
because that's what I think that would be. I mean, if we had those numbers on every platform, that would be the tell right there on how this is working.
I remember when back in the day when I first started, Lyft was the only Uber didn't allow tips, as we all know. Like back when it first started, Lyft allowed in-app tipping, and they used to brag about how per every year they announce like, oh, well, our drivers made $50 million in tips, like or maybe 5 million, like
each,
5 million
each one
a
of
year.
them.
It was like the entire country of drivers, though. It was like they used to brag about that number on that, but
you know where we can probably find Prop 22 payouts? It should be in the company's quarterly financials.
Isn't that what I just said, Johnny?
earnings report.
Oh, sorry.
I thought that's what Gary was looking for.
Yeah.
He's got stock. He's the investor.
Sorry, I didn't catch that one. I didn't hear you.
Is Gary the only one that owns stock in this stream? In
the stream.
In the stream.
Well, you see, Joe.
I was tempted to buy stock like right before Prop 22, but I don't know.
I have
I should have.
0.41 Uber stock from Moves.
It did.
Big baller.
I remember when like Prop 22, it jumped from like it was pretty low at the pandemic, but
DoorDash stock is at $89 right now.
Oh, 89.
It keeps falling.
Damn. I've lost a lot of money.
From 200. Why would you ever invest in DoorDash?
Yeah, who was it that put out the video that said if you don't get in now, it's gonna be $500?
Oh, I think
BK.
Diary.
BK. Yeah. The diarrhea.
Somebody that apparently doesn't invest a lot.
It's supposed to be at $400. Yeah. What's going on?
No, I bought DoorDash
somewhere around
stock.
100.
Yeah, I bought it at like I don't know, like 122. It got up to like 180, and I sold it.
Nice.
Like I knew better, and then it slowly started going downhill from there.
They're hoping for like a GameStop scenario where people it starts trending.
You know, I'm glad that GameStop blew up because I made a killing off that. I've had GameStop for I don't know 10 years.
And leading up to that, it was just dying too, and that
it was dying. And I was thinking about selling. That's the crazy part. Like I was going over all my stuff. I was like, I've already lost so much in this. You know, I was like, I'll just let it ride. And then it went boom. I was like, oh, time to sell.
Well, the thing is, the company is still imploding from within. They're still doing the same stupid crap. Like they're making the same dumb decisions. It's kind of like a Kmart situation. They're just imploding it on purpose.
Kmart.
Kmart Sears. Yeah,
I remember Kmart. We had them all over Michigan. I just haven't seen one in 20 years. Or
didn't Lowe's buy
mine's a running
or something?
Mine's a running. No,
ever since Target, ever since Target came around, I feel like Kmart just didn't even close. They just disappeared. Like, just they were gone.
Well, because they lost the war between Walmart and themselves back in the day, and then Target.
I think it was their logo. I think it was their logo. Some of the worst colors and worst logo I've ever seen.
You always got it. Like IKEA, like that's the world's worst like company logo as an Allen wrench. Like you walk through that store, you just constantly reminded of all the work you're gonna have to do after you bring the stuff home.
You're practically an employee there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard their Swedish meatballs were pretty good.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They only give you an hour for lunch.
There are only 2 or 3 Kmart. Well, which one is it? Is it 2 or 3?
Next to Blockbuster Video.
There's only one of those.
Yeah,
and I know it's
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, Bend, Oregon, exactly. I feel like that's going to become. I feel like that's going to become a museum.
Now, there's a lot more than just 2 or 3 Kmarts.
From my childhood, I remember going to Kmart and getting the Little Caesars pizza. They had like these personal sized pizzas. I don't know if you guys ever had those. Those are good. Good times.
See, we had Kmart all over Michigan, but we also had Meijer. And
there's 3 Kmarts in California.
Meijer was the bomb.
Steve, did you guys have pizza from McDonald's in Michigan? Because we did in Ohio.
What the hell?
McDonald's pizza?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was a thing.
There was a pizza at Taco Bell coming back.
Yeah, the Mexican pizza. It's permanent now.
I circled the date.
When I was a kid, there was pizza Happy Meals.
Joe, you set reminders on your phone?
Yeah, that's I can do.
But a Taco Bell Mexican pizza is just 2 tortillas and a taco.
Don't bring me down, man. It's my childhood, man.
How dare you?
The sauce. It's different.
It's the exact same thing that's in a taco, right?
It's like the Knott's Berry Farm of theme parks. It's like, oh, it's not quite Disneyland, but it's like
I had Taco Bell last night. Their nachos are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
oh yeah,
The nachos Bel Grande
yeah.
and the Baja Blast. Yep.
Okay, so far I'm up to 7 Kmart's. By the way.
7 K.
8. I just found another one.
I wonder what the closest Kmart to me is.
I don't know. Oh, California. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Do they even own a website anymore?
Yeah.
Remember their commercials?
Freedom, California, Grass Valley, California, or
no, I
South
mean
Lake Tahoe.
Kmart.com. Is that theirs?
Kmart.com.
No, I was at Fremont is in Joe's neck of the woods.
No, Freedom. Freedom, California.
Where the hell's Freedom, California?
I don't know. You have to Google it. Grass Valley, California, or South Lake
This
Tahoe.
must be like near
Freedom in California, and it doesn't exist. There's no Freedom in California.
Or South Lake Tahoe?
It sounds like north
South
of
Lake, where all the casinos are and stuff, and all the $1 million homes. They need a Kmart.
Apparently so.
Well,
they must not have a Target.
someone has to
They must
cater
not
to
have
the
a
underpaid
Target or
workers.
Walmart there.
I'm going to Squaw Valley. I'm spending $8,000 today, but I need to
No,
hit Kmart up on the way.
It's in Santa Cruz.
That's where Freedom's at?
Yeah, that's near Joe's neck of the woods.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 20, 30 minutes from San Jose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to have a
Like
lot out here.
our big-
Remember their commercials? I just shit my pants.
Wait, freedom or Fremont?
Freedom.
Freedom. Something California knows
when you
nothing
say
about.
not Santa Cruz,
I've
when you
never
say
heard of
going up from San Jose, you're talking about like Mountain View.
It's south of San Jose.
Oh,
You're thinking north. You're thinking north.
Okay.
You know, you could just Google it and see it on a map.
I'd rather. I know. Well, I know, but I know the
We're
map.
doing-
I was just trying to do it in my head.
we got to do a road trip to the Kmart's.
Come on,
Those
guys!
Kmart's are probably just like service.
Joe, I'm
centers
down for that.
Kenmore and whatever brands Sears used to have.
I'm sure a YouTube channel's already doing it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I go to the wall. I'm
We should show up with all Joe's filming equipment. We're here to make a documentary.
I heard they don't like that anymore. Like, they don't like when people show up with cameras.
Yeah, I'm talking
Like if
about
they're
showing up with
closing down
100
or even if they're
cameras
active.
and like 50 people in full gear and walking in and being like
Microphone
getting in their face, like, how do you
sticks
like
and-
working at Kmart still? Knowing that they're
What do
extinct.
you think of Prop 22?
What's the difference between Kmart and a dinosaur? There's 3 Kmarts left.
How do you feel about Walmart shitting on you?
And tip transparency.
Do you think people should tip on delivery orders?
Free Johnny Depp. Like, Johnny Depp seems like the celebrity that would shop at Kmart's like still today.
Yeah. Or Ross or like a TJ Maxx or Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even Shaq has like Walmart thing. He buys like the biggest purchase ever at Walmart.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that. It's so weird.
But
guess he
Shaq, have you guys watched Shaq's videos? Like, he'll go into like a Walmart and he'll see a kid and buy him a whole bunch of shit.
Yep.
Like,
I guess it's like Target.
Yeah.
Just make sure your parents switch to general car insurance. We're doing this.
I don't remember. I ran across something on YouTube.
I wonder what they
where
pay him.
It was one of the live talk shows, and Kevin Hart was on it, and then Shaq came on it. Walked up to Shaq was walking up to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart stood up to give him a hug, and Shaq picked him up by the ankles, like a rag doll, dude. And he's like, "Hey, Kevin!" He's like throwing him all around. He looked like this big.
I was watching Shaq highlights the other day, and it was like watching a grown ass man playing with 5-year-olds. It's insane. He was so dominant.
Yeah. I saw a picture of him with a cell phone in his hand, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like a baby's cell phone.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait, that's an iPhone.
His cell phone looked like Zoolander with the little phone.
Yeah, it was like it didn't even know how to hold it. Like his hand didn't go around it; it just laid in his palm.
I think his shoe size is like size 22.
It's like the Ultra Galaxy S22 Ultra or whatever, the biggest one.
Yeah, it looks like a mini.
He's got to have an iPad.
You think a salesperson would sell like one of the big phones or a tablet is basically a phone when you make calls and stuff
He's
off
got
of.
to use the iPad Pro 12.1 inch for his phone.
That one looks like a cell phone in his hand.
A tablet like this might look like a phone in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. Remember the term phablet, like a phone as a tablet, or the other way around?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, phablet. I hated that word. I'm glad they don't use it anymore.
Hey man, I need to order some Pop 22. Yeah, that's
Your voice isn't deep enough.
He's like calling an airstrike.
Hey man, I need to order some Pop 22.
Yeah, I need to order some Prop 22s, please.
Well, you guys got some small tablets.
This guy, he's about to pull out a TV.
Yeah.
42-inch TV.
This is the normal size. This isn't a mini one. This is a normal size tablet.
See, this is actually an 18-inch tablet, but it looks like a phone in my hand.
Surface Pro.
Surface Pro.
Surface Pro, nice.
Yeah, that's basically a computer, though.
It's a tablet. It's held in my hand, no keyboard.
It's a tablet with a full operating system.
Yeah. And it's a tablet bigger than the TV I grew up in my house.
Yeah, true.
Actually, I recently switched. Okay, let me show you guys this. Okay.
You switched to Geico?
There's my old monitors.
You switched to Geico, save 50%?
Right? Those right here are 24-inch monitors. And so I was like, okay, well, let me get something bigger. Like, I can't even fit this big ass monitor in. Like, I got two of these things too. 32-inch monitors.
How many monitors does it take to program duh?
I wonder you need
6, but
my son has a is it a 36-inch the embeveled one for gaming?
Oh, the
curved.
Call it? The curved, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a curved.
Not
monitor,
embeveled.
Yeah.
It's called
curved, Steve.
Curved, Steve.
No, but it has a word for.
Yeah, it's curved.
Yeah. No, it starts with an I actually. It's like inversion or inclusion or something. I don't know, like inclusion.
Got to make sure all eyeballs are included.
Is it the Maximo size?
It is. Yeah.
I was like,
you know what? I'm gonna clip that out in the later video and use it as a promo.
Look, it's even got the tag on him.
It's a gaming monitor, right?
It's Joe said.
Is it a gaming monitor, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta look this up now.
See, well, I would research a lot of them, and like I do a lot of gaming too. So I wanted something that was 144 hertz or above.
Yeah, his is top. I mean, this was like probably one of the best things I've ever bought in my life.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go with a 49-inch curve.
I mean, I did full research. It was around Christmas. There was a sale. I mean, I worked this thing to the T because it wasn't cheap either.
Yeah, I was gonna go with a 49-inch curve, but then I seen it. Like my buddy has one, and he sent me a picture of it on his desk. I was like, no.
Yeah.
That'd be way too huge for me.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that, John.
Inversive. That's what it is.
Oh, immersive. Yeah.
Immersive.
Yeah, but that's the same thing as curved. It's just a different name.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to mean like you're in the game.
You're immersed. It's curved, so you're immersed into it.
I mean, I know the bevel's only a little bit, but I've
marketing.
even sat down. I'm not a big gamer, but I've even sat down and looked at it, and I'm like, whoa, dude! Like it does feel like your peripherals got it. And
oh, they're great. Cool. They're great for a lot of games, especially if you do any racing game or any flying games. Yeah,
shooting.
Yeah,
Even the first-person shooter stuff
first-person,
he
yeah.
does, he loves
Well,
it. Like,
yeah, I mean, any game that's just like directly you know.
yeah,
For like stuff like World of Warcraft, something I didn't really care for the curves.
yeah.
You know,
But it's almost like
The
I felt
last
like
time I played a computer game was EverQuest.
I like
so 92.
like one way it was being explained to him
Well,
by
I guess
me.
02, but yeah.
Joe just put the Maximo thing back that I took off.
There you go. 2 can play at that game, sir.
How did you even move it?
Because he's using OBS.
Oh, you could
It's
just
alive.
You could just
Some paranormal activity.
Paranormal. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, like I felt like even I'm not a gamer, so you guys will probably relate to this better. I mean, I was back in the old school days, but I mean,
In 92.
But I felt like somebody if you're playing a first person shooter game, I felt like you had a little advantage, even though you don't. Like you'd see somebody coming out of the corner of your eye instead of seeing them on the corner of the screen on a flat screen. It felt a little different. Like,
hey Joe, you should put it on Steve's face.
I actually heard a lot of iRacing guys.
That'd be creepy if it actually came through to Steve.
The middle screen would be curved and the two outside would be flat. And an iRacing rig setup.
I see a lot of people with gamers. I see a lot of people they go for things that they don't research.
Right.
And so when they actually play the game, the curves look nice, but if you don't research them and get a good one, especially your refresh rate, you got to make sure your refresh rates are really high. It's just going to look blurry and crappy and things like that nature.
You got it. Yeah, you got to have high refresh because your eyes will go quick.
Yeah. So in any monitor you buy, and I suggest this for anybody, any monitor you buy, make sure it's 144 or better.
That's why Gary literally, like, I was like your buddy, I was looking at, like, I don't know if it was 49, but I was looking at whatever the biggest ones were, and they were actually cheaper than the ones that I ended up getting that was smaller, because my buddy was like, look, dude, don't do that one that sucks.
Right.
Who knows a lot. And he was like, look, get this. I'm like, that's a lot smaller. He's like, it won't feel smaller. It's going to be sick.
Well, that's what I thought too, because like I thought, like I used 24 for a couple years now, and then I was like, well, 32 is not that much bigger. Like I brought out tape measure, I was like, it's not that much bigger. But then I put them in here, and I'm like,
yeah,
you have to sit a little behind.
Like normally, like whenever I program, I like to be like this close, But now I'm like,
you're reading code.
Yeah, I'm like way back here. Sometimes I pick up the keyboard and lean back with it.
You don't have the
binoculars.
You don't have those on the. You don't have your monitors on the mounts with the arms.
No.
Like this kind of thing.
No, I know what you're talking about, but no.
Oh, when they're upside down.
No.
Well, you can turn them sideways. You can move them right into your face. You can put them. I mean, you can move them everywhere, and you can have two and move them like in all kinds of places.
Now, what I've thought about doing, before, the way I had my setup before is I used a KVM switch. That way, I only had one keyboard, one mouse, and I could go between my Mac and my Windows.
Right.
Now I've actually separated it. And my Mac's by itself, and like I have two keyboards, two mouses, and I don't know. I just wanted separation between actual gaming PC and work PC.
Mm-hmm.
And so slowly I'll transition everything, and I'll program everything on the Mac, and then my Windows will just be for gaming or live streams, things like that.
I think I need 3 computers. I need gaming, PC, and porn. Just to be safe.
Wait. I think that third one kind of fits into every. Use your tablet. Use your tablet.
Slope.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You could just use a VM virtual machine.
Get one of those dolls and hire a cleaner.
It's like, oh man, why don't they have? It's like, when's TaskRabbit gonna have prostitution?
Here we go.
There you go. Yeah,
I'll tip with the app. I don't.
I think that's covered in like section 4 of his book.
Yeah.
Stress reliever. Stress reliever.
I wonder if Allstate offers insurance.
It's in the physical mental health section.
Yeah.
Gotta release the stress out.
Yeah.
There's your Prop 22 right there. That's active time. All right. I got to get going, you guys.
You guys, yeah, I was just gonna say this hit 3 hours. I gotta go check on my son.
We're just getting started.
You know, I started it earlier so that I'd be done, but now, and I normally start at 1 on Sunday. Now it's 2:20 here. But I just did 3 hours instead of 1. And
you got to have 4,000 watch hours, so we just need to get to 1,000 subs.
Yeah, dude, the watch out. Gary already knows this. My watch hours are not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all the Prop 22 content.
No, I mean,
No,
my watch hours
mean,
are through the roof, dude.
Yeah, right now he has almost 9,000 in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
Watch hours.
Are you using TubeBuddy?
What?
No, he doesn't use TubeBuddy.
Oh.
Yeah. He should. I've told him before.
TubeBuddy's amazing. You should use it, Steve.
Yeah.
It's well worth the $20-$30, whatever they charge.
Yeah. Even the free version is still lets you.
I was like,
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
Is that even an annual charge? I don't know. I've had it for so
I think it's
long.
monthly.
No, it ain't monthly. Because I would.
I think they have both options, yearly and monthly.
I don't know. I have it on mine.
It's
And I don't
worth
even do anything with my YouTube, and I have it on there.
I use it for SEO mainly.
Yeah, it'll give you like keywords and things like that to help you get your videos.
More views.
You
So
can
what's
watch.
What's the problem with the free version then?
It's free and it's limited.
You don't get as many features as you do with the paid version.
Right.
But I mean,
you don't get as much porn for Joe.
But just like when I started with StreamYard, I mean, so I did the free version with StreamYard, but I did it for like 3 weeks and then bought it because I had it figured out and I realized, okay, I don't want the StreamYard link on it all the time. I need the more people. And so I upgraded. But I mean, like,
yeah, try free then.
Yeah, I mean, is it worth? I mean, it's probably worth at least trying the free, right?
Well, I would start out with the free and then, migrate over. I mean, they always got some type of promo going. I mean,
but that's all it does is the SEO.
No, there's a lot.
No. There's a ton of stuff it does. Like it's a ton of stuff. Like I can send you the link for it. Or actually, it's just TubeBuddy.com is what it is.
Do you
get buddy.com.
Referrals for it?
That one I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I was gonna say because I'm gonna do it too.
I like the scheduling feature.
The scheduling. I like that. Yeah, you can see it lets you see other people's video tags, which and then you can just copy those video tags.
Right. If you see a video that's really popular, just copy those tags, put it on yours. Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Wait, it's TOO buddy?
No,
TUBE.
TUBE.
Oh,
not like noob.
Tube.
Like lube, but with the T.
Tube like YouTube.
Like
lube buddy is that? Yeah, that's
Actually, that's probably why they called it that.
Exactly.
Joe's got his lube buddy. He sent you his lube buddy app instead of
getting ready for those sex dolls.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it is.
A delivery app just for lube. That would be.
Yeah, I just look. I pay yearly for it. So.
And then like you just get paid just the tip, or no,
that's their model, just the tip.
Just the tip.
No base pay, just.
I'll tip you in the app.
Wait, and then what is this? Cut the publishing time, and how does it do that?
I don't know.
Good question.
How does it take your publishing time in half? It seems like that couldn't be.
Well, you do all live videos for the most part, anyway.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious because I do upload some. I'm just curious how they.
Well, I mean, I think what they're talking about is because, like, if you do it through, like I said, I haven't used regular YouTube in forever. Every time I need to do something, I go to TubeBuddy dashboard. But I think on the regular YouTube one, you have to go through and do a lot, but with TubeBuddy, like I have presets, I can copy all my keywords real quickly. Right. There's a lot of stuff like images.
A lot of stuff's automated.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of automation to it.
And then on live streams, I think there's a delay on certain people's live streams that maybe TubeBuddy eliminates as far as that publishing time goes.
No, this is for your own videos.
Yeah.
I think it's just talking about like the whole setup process. You know how you have to do a description, meta tags, all that stuff. It automates a lot of that stuff for you, so it's saving you time before you publish the video.
Dude, there's a thing in here called TubeBuddy Express podcast too. I wonder what that would do, because this, I clicked on it, it shows like the type of audio stuff that I do.
Steve's like, fuck the YouTube stuff, give me the podcast stuff.
Well, no, I'm just, it looks like it does both. It does this too. It does something for your
Joe,
audio.
did you
I'm
just
not
say
sure.
you're doing a rodcast?
A rawcast?
A rodcast? Is that Colorado's bonuses up there?
Anything for views. I'm taking clickbait back. Actually, I think I'm going to challenge Bud Soda to a beard competition right now. I'm going to next week.
Oh, I can jump in on the beard competition.
I can't.
Oh, you'll win.
I
You'll
can't.
win.
This
You'll
is
win.
as much that grows on me.
Me too.
All year long.
What are
Mine's
the
all
rules?
patchy.
This is months of not even trying to keep it up.
Oh, me too. Same here.
Hey Joe,
I was gonna warn you guys, don't take on Tony. Look up his old videos.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Look at the monster beard he
I
has.
bet-
monster beard.
It's like-
I bet none of you guys can beat
It's
Jason Thierry.
thick too.
Oh my
Look at
God.
it. It's thick. Can you even run a comb through that thing?
It's Geo. Geo's back. It's
Oh.
like the Rideshare revolution.
Geo's
Oh, thank you. Guys. It's
The most
beard.
beardedest YouTuber on the planet.
And he leaves.
I know.
he just wants to show off his beard.
All right,
Hey
guys.
Joe,
Captain of
you should
the 3K
challenge
club.
Bud Soda to a 100K challenge.
Yeah.
Look at that Colorado
I
sky through
will.
Tony's roof.
Yeah,
Oh
there you
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah. Tony's in a Tesla, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
That's
need to
how
go
that's
get
how
me
I
a
get the big
Tesla.
fat tips. That's sunroof.
Yeah. The moon. They're called moon roofs. The moon roof.
I mean, you might
Can
as
you
well not have
even?
a
You
roof
can't
there.
even shut that, can you? Like, there's nothing
No,
to shut or dim it.
I
or-
can buy like a shade or something to just
Damn.
pop up there.
like a blind.
Yeah.
Little
Like in the
twist blind.
cartoon.
He's like, hold on, y'all. I got you.
Yeah,
Is cool. That's good. I love that.
Got that little
hold
rod
on,
hanging
one
down.
of them's stuck. It's not turning all the way.
I'll
I'm freaking
I'll
hungry.
open up a new channel for the beard competition.
Oh yeah.
And a blind channel. Tony's beards and blinds. There we go.
Beards and blinds.
All right, guys. I'm bouncing.
Beards, blinds, and
Yep.
two
See everybody
buddies.
later.
Take
See you
care.
guys.
Take care.
Have a good day.
All right, take care, guys.